Hey, everybody. What's up, man? How you doing?
Going on?
Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's an honor.
Man, there's so many people that I really enjoy and respect have been contacting me about having you on. So when they found out that I was having you on, Michael Malice, everybody. Michael Malice, ladies and gentlemen. And when I was saying that you were going to be on, or people heard about it, they get super pumped. So
That's very, very flattering.
yeah, and Dave Smith, who I love very much.
Great friend of mine.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He was super psyched.
Oh, yeah.
So welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Rogan.
It's a good time for you to be here, too, man. It seems like we might be going to war with North Korea. So your book, Dear Reader.
Do I hold it up?
Yeah, it's probably an important book for people that are like, what exactly is going on over there?
Well, that's why I wrote it, so that because everything you read in the press is crap.
Really? Everything?
Pretty much, yeah.
What are they getting wrong?
They're getting wrong that there was an article a couple of years ago. So the example I always use where you had all these women marching in Pyongyang, the capital city, and the headline said Kim Jong-un's mini-skirted robot army. You know how they are all, like they're all brainwashed and robots. It's like they're all hostages. If someone puts a gun to your mom's head, you're going to march.
Yeah.
If someone puts a gun to your kid's head, you're going to do what you need to do to get that kid food. These are human beings who are in prison. And of course they're going to do crazy, silly things, wouldn't you?
Right, of course. Yeah.
And the press is like, and it's also like they believe this silly shit. You go to school and you're taught something, and if you don't believe it, you go to a labor camp, you're going to smile and fucking nod.
Of course.
What do you, but it's not, of course. You read the articles, and it's just like, look what these stupid people believe. It's like, no, you look what these hostages believe.
Yeah, that's a better way of putting it for sure. Do you really think, though, that people aren't aware of that? Or some people aren't aware of it?
Of what?
Of what a dictatorship it is, a military dictatorship, essentially.
I have it down to 45 seconds when I did an interview with an NPR affiliate, and the woman said, well, Kim Jong-il's a very campy figure. And I said, well, that's...
Il or Un?
Il. That's the one I wrote the book about, the dad. And she goes, he's a very campy figure. I go, well, that's a very unfortunate choice of words. And she wanted to kill herself because it's a pun on concentration camps,
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you look at the interview, which got it right, because they said he's an evil killer, but you look at Team America, and they look at him as this clown figure. And I always say the Joker from Batman's a clown, but you're not looking at all the bodies behind him. So, yeah, he's silly and a buffoon, but this buffoon has millions of corpses to his name, and you think it's wacky that they're marching in a parade?
Well, yeah. I mean, in Team America's defense, though, that's what those guys do. I mean, that's what they did with Saddam Hussein. Remember, they made him the gay lover to Satan.
No, of course. But what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people I'm talking about the press specifically. Right. They take they take a lot of North Korea at face value. So why I wrote the book is so you can understand what the hell's going on there, because it's all smoke and mirrors with them.
Well, it is one of the most public and one of the most visible military dictatorships. Right. It's still viable.
Yes.
In 2017, which is really, it's kind of shocking that when you can walk down the street in Los Angeles and go to Starbucks and get a coffee and everything's free, and people, there's billboards protesting this and people talking about that, and there's this certain amount of freedom that we just completely take for granted. We think, well, this is what life is like in 2017.
Right.
Sure, it is in Los Angeles.
Right.
But in North Korea, you might as well be living 1,000 years ago.
Actually, what's funny is different people are living at different times. When I landed on the plane, there was an army guy who stopped a rich lady, and he was from the 50s and she was from the 80s in their clothes. So they have different time periods overlapping there.
So how so? Explain.
So basically, he's in 50s Russian gear, like the soldier. And he stops.
Russian gear?
Yeah, because they're Soviets. Their origin's Soviet, right?
So they really wear Russian
It's that Russian
issue? Or?
That Russian style. It's green, and they've got the gold, but it looks cheap. You know what I mean? That fabric. If you saw it, it doesn't look contemporary.
Okay.
The cut, I don't know what it is, but something about the eye. You just look at it, you're like, this is communist era stuff. And he stops her at the airport, and it's obviously papers, please. And this was within 10 minutes of me being in the Capitol, and she rolls her eyes at him, which I was shocked. And she's on her cell phone. And she's like, ah, and she digs through her purse, shows him something, and he nods and she keeps going. Because what's happening now is wealthy people in North Korea can run the government and run their way around the law, which is great.
As long as they run afoul of Kim Jong-un.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
But in which case they just get killed.
Depending, but yeah. So when you're in power, the laws don't apply to you. It's not that everyone's scared of the cops. It's when you're rich, they're having a huge black market. You can bribe your way out of anything.
So how do people get rich in a communist dictatorship?
So what happened in the 90s when Kim Jong-il chose to have a famine and chose to have millions of people starve rather than lose his hold on power, they started looking the other way in all these little markets that popped up, little black markets, because the government wasn't providing food anymore. So people would go to China and trade stuff and come back, and they'd get rice and so on and so forth. So these markets are now the backbone in many ways of the North Korean economy. And yeah, the cops can come and hassle you, but you got to bribe that cop. But it just basically works out to a tax.
Wow. So these people are essentially running black markets inside of this communist dictatorship and just paying off the cops so they can keep all this going.
And it's public. It's in the town square, but it's not. They don't regard themselves as communist anymore, and it's not. It's much closer in many ways to fascism than to Hitler-style fascism than to communism.
So are they putting their money in a North Korean bank?
Well, that's the trick. So they used to have like the money stuffed under mattresses, and then North Korea said, we're switching currency tomorrow. You got to switch it out within 48 hours, and everyone started going broke. So the government figures out what the people do. Here's something else and fucks them over every step of the way. Here's something else that used to happen. It used to be if you go to China, right, to escape, you just bribe the border guard because he's hungry, and then you go to China and do what you need to do, and you come back, right? Let's suppose you're trading, he gets a cut. Now they changed it to he can keep the bribe as long as he arrests you. So he lets you go, and then he comes back, he takes all your shit, and he keeps his money, and you get in trouble.
Oh, wow.
So they're very smart.
So they did that to discourage bribes and encourage arrests. So,
right, to keep their control.
And do the North Koreans know this now? Have they stopped trying to bribe these guys, like after a few of them have been arrested?
Well, it keeps kind of changing. And then it's all this, you never know ahead of time. It's like a drug deal. Is this guy cool? Is this guy not cool? God. And that's why so much of it is like, talking between the lines and working with people and who do you know and who's close. And it's all these sleight of hand kind of things.
It's just when you see something like what they're doing is in terms of like the way the government is running the country, it's when you watch it on television, my feeling is, how long can they keep this up? Like
forever.
You think?
Well, no, not for much longer than they should have, because here's what happened. In the 90s, the UN famine hit, right? And I can explain why I get into my book. The UN came to give them food. And Kim Jong-il said, well, if the UN is giving people food, they're not going to need the government. So what they would do is people in the UN were not allowed to have any Korean speakers on staff. So they went to Village A on Monday, and they saw healthy people, and they went to Village B on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, they went back to the first village, and the Koreans are like, oh, this is a third village. They go, we were just here on Monday. And they go, no, you weren't. And it's like, what are you going to tell them? And eventually the UN left. They're like, fuck this, we can't help these people. So they were willing to let the population...
Hold on. So the first village was pretending to be a new village.
No, right, correct. Not even pretending. It's just obviously the same village, but they're lying to their face.
Why were they saying that they were a different village?
Because that way they're saying, we showed you 3 towns and everything's fine.
Oh, I see. So it's basically they just put people there to act and behave in a certain... Did you ever see the Vice piece when Shane Smith went to North Korea and they pretended to have a restaurant?
No. So he got that wrong, in my opinion.
Okay.
So what the scene you're talking about is, he's in the hotel, and I think I stayed in the same room as him in that hotel. It's nicknamed the Alcatraz of Fun because it's on an island in the middle of the river in the middle of Pyongyang. So they took him to this ballroom, and they are, distributing food to all these tables, but no one's there. And he asked the waitress, he goes, where's everyone? And she goes, they just left. What I perceive that to be, and I'm not inside her head, of course, in North Korea, when I was there, I'm like, I got to figure out what the rules are, because I was born in the Soviet Union. You have these little rules to figure out what works and what doesn't. And what it was is you can never acknowledge anything's wrong, because if you do, that's complaining and criticizing the government. So if she had said, this food's all wasted, she's, making a complaint, right? But if she is doing improv and she's like, everything's fine, then the best you're going to come up with is everyone just left. Everything's, so you have to maintain this appearance that everything's good all the time.
His perception
and she's on camera. Keep that in mind.
Right. Does she know what she's on camera for?
It doesn't matter. If you're a hostage on camera, you're going to smile and nod, aren't you?
Right.
The worst one was Laura Ling. She was interviewing this family in the capital city, and she goes, can Kim Jong-il do anything wrong? And they pretended that they didn't understand her. And she's like, I'm like, wait a minute. You're asking a family on camera to criticize their government? Are you insane?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, what is wrong with you, woman?
It's the wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
Shane's perception was that they had set this place up as a restaurant, and it wasn't really a restaurant because they don't really have restaurants per se, and that they were trying to pretend and put on this air like they were a normal society, and you could just go to the restaurant and buy some food. But when he went in there, he said the whole thing was clearly set up just for them.
That's
I
didn't go to that restaurant he went to, so I can't speak on that. They do, and I went later than him. They do have restaurants for sure in Pyongyang. We went to several. They're crappy. But a lot of the stuff that is for show, it's pretty easy to tell what's for show and what isn't. So if he's saying that this whole thing was a setup just for him, that's plausible.
Yeah, that was what he was thinking. He was thinking that they were putting on like a big PR display for him.
Because when you go to the maternity hospital, a lot of that stuff is clearly for show because there's computers, but they're not even plugged in.
Maternity hospital?
Yeah, they're very proud of their maternity hospital.
Maternity,
yeah.
Okay.
To where you have kids.
I'm like, what's a maternity hospital?
Maternity, sorry, it's my thick Russian accent.
So they have computers that aren't even plugged in.
Right.
Why do they? So what's fake about it? Like, why do they even have?
The computers are for display purposes only. So it's like, oh, we go online, we're advanced, we have science. It's like and you go into a lab and someone's at a microscope, cutting edge technology, and they don't look up. It's like, listen, if you're working at a microscope and 20 people walk in the room, you're just going to glance up instinctively.
So everyone essentially is a hostage, even from the police down to the doctors,
including the leaders themselves. So when these countries liberalize, like Libya and Iraq, the leaders themselves are killed. So even if Kim Jong-un wanted things to loosen up, he's going to get a bullet in him, and with good reason. So it's a system where everyone is a prisoner. Kim Jong-il became a bigamist because he married a woman in secret, and then his dad, the great leader Kim Il-sung, was like, when are you going to get married? He's like, soon, Dad, soon. And then his dad's like, I found a wife for you. And he's like, okay. So he married a second woman and kept his first family in a hidden compound. And that was that first son who was just recently killed.
Wow. And this was the son that was killed by Kim Jong-un because
Correct.
They thought that they were trying to organize a coup against him?
Well, it's not even if they're trying. So North Korea has a constitution, which is for display purposes only. But what really governs the country is the 10 Commandments of Kim Il-sung. And the 10th commandment is, I forget what it is, something there. It's the revolution shall be continued through the generations until it's completed, which means only a descendant of Kim Il-sung can be the leader. So Kim Jong-il had 3 sons. The middle one is a sissy, so he doesn't count.
He's a sissy?
Yeah.
How so?
They said he's too much like a girl. Like, that's all we know about him, and he's a big Eric Clapton fan.
I like this guy. Is there pictures of this guy?
There's some online, yeah.
He's sitting there with his shoes off, singing Layla.
Layla. So the eldest son was Kim Jong-nam, and the youngest was Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-nam wanted to liberalize. Kim Jong-il said no. So if Kim Jong-un's going to be replaced, the only one who could have replaced him was his older brother, Kim Jong-nam. So if he's killed, that's an insurance policy.
Oh, so he killed him just to make sure that he wasn't overthrown.
Yeah.
And he killed his sons too, right?
No, he killed his aunt's husband.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but she drove her daughter to suicide. So it's Game of Thrones, Inhumans 666 stuff.
Wow.
And they boast about, I mean, when I was doing my research for the book, they boast about all the sick shit they do. Like North Korea was recently criticized by the UN for having concentration camps, and they literally said, we don't use that term, so we don't have any. That was their response. What are you going to do about it?
Well, you got a point.
Yeah. Case closed.
If they don't use that point.
Yeah.
If they don't use that term.
There you go.
It's something different.
Yeah. So there's so many layers of hell in this country that it why I like speaking about it is someone's got to do it, and people don't know what's going on, and it kind of bothers me. When you hear people on TV trying to give their opinion and they don't know the actual data. It's so much worse than people think.
Yeah, we have a very peripheral knowledge of it, like in terms of like what's put out on mainstream media. We know that it's bad. We know that it's a dictatorship. We know that the people are under the iron thumb.
Right.
But we don't know too much more.
Right. So I had to do all the homework, and now you can read this book, and now you have everything you need to know.
And when you went over there, what year did you go over there?
2012.
So Kim Jong-un took over in 2011. So he had already taken over.
Correct.
So what was it? This was like post all the crying in the streets.
Oh, yeah.
The craziness.
Oh, yeah.
Did you want to be there for that? That must have been fascinating to watch that.
There's nothing in North Korea that's not fascinating, because when you're going through the city, in the countryside, everything's there for a reason, and you're looking around, you're like, why did they make this like this? And you're not going to have an answer because everything's constructed, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you're trying to find analogs between what you know to be sane and what they have, and sometimes it's not obvious.
Jesus Christ.
They took us this place and they claim that there's an invisible wall that we built that separates the Koreas, right? And you can only see the wall from the north, and this is to keep the Koreas divided permanently. I got the brochure. And they send you a little telescope, and you're like, what am I looking at? Is this a wall? Is this a path? Is it a mountainside? And there was a praying mantis there. And I told my guide, I go, yo, I thought this was a communist country, an atheist country. Why is there a praying mantis? You know, haha. And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then I'm like, okay, well, I mean, they're not going to call it praying mantis. They must have a different word. So I said, well, this reminds me of my favorite fable, The Fox and the Scorpion. You know, the fox and the scorpion went across the river.
I thought it was a frog.
It's either, right? So we could do frog and scorpion.
Foxes can swim. That's why it doesn't.
Well, frogs can swim too. It's the
Right,
scorpion's
it's
the
a
problem.
scorpion.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm fucking it up too.
So the frog says, the scorpion says, let me hop on your back so I can cross the river. And the frog goes, how do I know you won't sting me? And the scorpion goes, if I sting you, we both drown. And halfway through, the scorpion stings him and says, the frog goes, why'd you sting me? We're both dying. And the scorpion goes, that's my nature. And I told this to my guide, and she's like, what's a scorpion? I'm like, okay. So I'm like, it's like the lobster that lives in the desert. She has no idea. I'm like, I draw it. She'd never heard of it.
Wow.
And you think how many times you've heard of a scorpion from comic books, from nature shows, from nature books, you know, just logos, the horoscope. And it's like, holy shit, like her level of what is known is so limited that even something as basic as that is completely foreign to her because they don't have scorpions in North Korea, so you don't need to know about it.
It's so fascinating that in the same time period as the internet, Google, Uber, satellites, Elon Musk, all the crazy shit that we're experiencing, that these people are essentially completely isolated.
Yes.
Other than how many websites is it? Like 18 websites or something like that?
Yeah, very low.
On their North Korean internet.
Right, intranet.
Yeah, intranet.
Yeah.
Right, which for folks, like intranet is what corporations and companies use to share in internal knowledge. So they have a system set up like that. And so these people that want to go, quote unquote, online, that's what they're going to get.
But it's only very few people are going to have that access also.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrifying, it's horrifying, and it doesn't seem like it has a solution. But it's also amazing.
And it doesn't have to be this way.
Well, what could be done?
I just mean this is being done intentionally.
Oh, for sure.
And this is being done methodically. So when I was doing the research, it's like the Russian writer Ayn Rand said something like, errors of this magnitude are never made innocently. So this was a step-by-step process from the great leader Kim Il-sung and the dear leader Kim Jong-il to slowly close the walls on these people and to keep it as airtight and as much like a prison as possible. It was very step-by-step over the decades. And you know, as you read the history, you could just feel the walls closing in.
Well, we were talking recently about the wailing in the streets when Kim Jong-il died and about how people who didn't cry hard enough.
Right.
Were sentenced to 6 months of hard labor.
Right. So what they have there is, you know, people, again, when you think it's just a dictatorship. So everyone in North Korea is slotted into some group, like your school, your workplace, maybe the young workers, women's, whatever. Once a week, your whole group has to get together and you have to stand up and say what you did wrong. And then your other friends have to get up and denounce you and say what they saw you doing wrong. And they better have something to say, right? So everyone is watching each other all the time. So it's almost like AA, right? Like from hell. So this has been going on since the 70s. So people are like, why don't they just get together and revolt? You can't revolt when everyone around you is looking to make sure they have something to tell about you at your weekly meeting.
It's really kind of brilliant.
It is absolutely, that's the thing. When people are like, these people are crazy and stupid, like, this is brilliant. They have it all worked out.
Yeah.
And it's working for them.
Well, it's a conspiracy at the highest level.
Yes.
I mean, it really is. Like, the entire country is a massive conspiracy.
Yes.
It's fucking stunning, really. When you really look at it that way, that this is, how many million people?
24 million.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And that they've been, and everyone's like, they're suicidal. They've outlasted everybody except for Cuba. They're the last one standing and they gloat about it, and they should be gloating about it.
It's essentially Los Angeles, but a prison.
Well,
I mean, imagine if Los Angeles was a prison, but larger than Los Angeles.
Well, you guys have warm weather. They have cold weather, and they don't have warm clothes. And
but I mean the population size.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's the population size of Los Angeles, and yet everyone's a prisoner.
Everyone's a prisoner, yeah.
Fucking incredible.
So I just want people to keep that in mind next time they are laughing at one of these, articles or like how stupid these people are. It's like, you are going to believe whatever you need to believe in prison.
Well, people don't really look into it. I mean, when you see his goofy fucking haircut, and then, there was some sketch recently where he made everybody get the same haircut.
That's a myth.
Yeah, it was a sketch.
Right,
It was a comedy sketch. But it was just, everybody's like, yeah, it is a stupid haircut. Oh, what's Britney Spears up to? She's going crazy. Jennifer Lopez got a divorce. Look at this. Kim Kardashian has a fake ass. And we just move on to the next ridiculous thing.
And the reason he has that haircut is because that's the haircut the great leader, his grandfather, had in the 40s.
Right.
So he's like, when Kim Jong-il took over in 1994, his campaign slogan was, "Do not expect any change from me." That was literally on the billboards. I am the same person as my dad.
Who got in trouble recently for having a Hitler haircut? There was a story recently, someone in Europe, some kid in Europe was kicked out of something for essentially having a Hitler haircut, which is like today, my friend Moshe Kasher has a Hitler haircut.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a hipster.
The Hitler Youth, yeah. I had that a couple of years ago.
It's like shaved on the sides.
Yeah,
and
I kind of have that now.
A little bit. I mean, if you let the top grow a little bit more, But I mean, that's kind of like what he's rocking. He's rocking this retro haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with good reason.
And we think it's silly. We just hee ha ha.
Right.
But meanwhile, we're watching this Malice atrocity go on.
Yes. Yeah. And it's funny for me because every time, I talk about it, everyone I met is still there. Like everyone I saw on the street is still there. Every little kid I saw is still there. My guide is still there. Who's a very sweet young lady, and it's heartbreaking. And I hate being one of those people who like, I went this trip and it changed my life, like the whole Facebook shit. But it fucks with your head for years. Because being Jewish, being born in the Soviet Union, this is why I took on this project. Those are chances for me to have been in a camp, back in the day.
For sure.
So to see, and my friend is also from Russia. He goes, it looks like Russian people, the architecture and the clothes, but it's just Asian people in them. He's like, it's a total mindfuck.
Well, it's also fascinating when you consider the small amount of time between the concentration camps of the Holocaust and today. I mean, look, I'm almost 50. I turned 50 in August, which when I was a child seemed like an eternity.
Right.
And now as a man that's almost 50, it seems like it just happened.
Well, yeah.
Which 50 years ago, we're just out of the Holocaust. I mean, 50 years ago, we're just into the Vietnam War.
Right.
I mean, it's so quick. It's so recent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what we think of as modern, we think of as like modern civilization. It's only modern civilization in a couple of spots.
Right. And this was the attitude right before World War I. Remember, they're like, we're civilized now. There's never going to be wars again.
Yes.
We've got it all figured out. And then World War I happens, and they're like, what the fuck just happened?
When I was a boy, I was living in San Francisco, and it was all like, we were right off of Lombard Street is where we lived, the really crooked street. And I remember when the Vietnam War ended. I remember thinking, God, I don't want to go to war. I'm glad they figured this out. Like as a little kid, I was like, good, we're done with war.
Right.
Whew, thank God. And then when I think I was 21 or 22, I think I was 21 when the Gulf War broke out.
Right.
And I was sitting there with my friend Jimmy, my roommate at the time. We were sitting in our apartment watching the missiles. They showed that night vision scene of the missiles flying. And he was like, holy shit, buddy, we're at fucking war.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is crazy. I thought we were done with this.
Oh, yeah. And you mean the second Iraq War?
The first one.
Oh, okay.
Desert Storm.
Yeah.
That was, what was that?
89,
88?
90,
Yeah.
something like that.
Somewhere around then. So I was 21
No, it was
or 22.
90.
90.
Yes.
Okay. Stunning to me at the time because I was like, how is this possible? We're still doing this. I thought we were done. I thought we were finished with Vietnam. I thought we realized, like, as a culture, like, hey, this is something we need to evolve past. But it's just so recent.
There's so much pro-war propaganda. Like, on the one hand, you'll hear how bad war is, and then you'll hear the glorification of FDR and Woodrow Wilson. And, like, if you look at the end of the Cold War, Reagan, Thatcher, and Gorbachev, they ended it without a shot. They freed half the world from this communist dictatorship. And that's almost like an asterisk. And it's like, that's the way to do it. Like, if you want to end a war, do it peacefully and without the body count. I want to avoid the body count. I don't want the funerals. I don't want the destroyed buildings. And people just on some level revel in that, both on the right and the left.
Well, one thing that's undisputable is that if you look back long enough, we are clearly evolving. Human beings are across the board, pretty much, except for places like North Korea.
Like Steven Pinker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect example. What he's talking about is If you go, well, anybody's talking about, if you go back 1,000 years ago and you look at today, it's inarguable that
Yes.
this is a far safer place to live.
Yes.
Far more inclusive. People are far more understanding and compassionate and far more willing to be open to strangers. It's a different world. But like, how does anyone get past this? This is the thing that freaks me out when it comes to something like North Korea. It's like when you have this absolute power at the top, like Libya, like when Muammar Gaddafi was killed, and then you get rid of that, you have this fucking chaos.
Right.
And how does that ever help those people that live there? It's almost like those people that live there, those 20 plus million people that live in North Korea, it's almost like they can't be fixed.
Like, oh, you're wrong.
Well, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean like it's impossible. But I mean, it's like they're so programmed to living in this environment and they're so under the grip of this guy.
Right.
If you take that guy out, don't you think there'll be some kind of a massive power vacuum that someone will try to fill?
Yes, that's one concern. However, like I've met refugees and they're the most annoying, boring teenagers you'd ever hope to meet, which is great. Because my goal is, if I had a wish, I want these people to be sitting on Lazy Boys with their bucket of kimchi and their pounder and watching
What's
TV.
a pounder?
Like a beer, the tall beer, right?
Oh, okay.
And just watching TV like everyone else. Like they have the right to just be lazy assholes. Like that's all I want for these people. And a lot of times they are they get acclimated pretty easily. It's a big surprise.
Individuals,
Yes.
if they leave that environment.
Right.
What I'm talking about is the environment itself.
It's going to be an extremely tough transition because it's been 70 years of dictatorship and abuse and isolation.
Yeah, when you have a country that's programmed in that way, that essentially has been programmed from birth, and I was reading an article about a kid that was born in a prison camp.
Yeah, Escape from Camp 14. That guy. Yes.
Which is horrific.
Right.
I mean, that is a horrific account of like the different stages of physical depletion that the prisoners would be.
Yeah.
Like, so like if you're at this stage, you could be assigned to physical labor, and you get to this point, you can't do physical labor anymore. And he's drawing pictures of what these people look like.
And if you kill yourself, your family has to fulfill your quota. So even death is not an escape from the North Korean regime.
It's a fucking stunning. Yeah. So what happens? I mean, how is there even a conceivable plan?
The only way, so first of all, China doesn't want 24 million people who don't speak Chinese, who have no skills whatsoever, crossing the Tumen and Yalu rivers into Manchuria and setting up camp there. That's their concern. However, they started backing down, and that's the greatest possible thing. So what would happen is...
How so backing down?
Meaning they started standing up to North Korea. They were like refusing to take some exports. They sat down with Trump and clearly talked about North Korea. There's no way Trump is running his mouth without having a plan with them. I'm sure that's the case. They were very friendly with him at Mar-a-Lago.
So they like golf.
What's that?
They like golf and hookers.
They don't like golf because
that's
the whole thing. It's capitalist. Now I had this whole thing against golf. This was a big controversy. Yes, it's the sport of millionaires.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
but isn't China like a totally different environment now? We're getting off track though. I don't want to continue.
No,
I was
but
just joking around.
The point is, once that government is somehow vanished, and I have no idea how that would happen, you would have to have China, Russia, South Korea, and Japan and us working together to kind of have a Marshall Plan of some kind. That's the only way that's going to happen.
And even in a Marshall Plan, how do you deal with all those people and give them meaningful employment and give them some sort of a new philosophy or a new culture or some sort of government? I mean,
I don't think it would be that hard.
Really?
I really don't, because there's the Muslim Brotherhood, whatever. These are people who want food, clothes, a roof over their heads, and opportunities for their kids. South Korea, who's the same people, has the highest per capita income of any country in Asia, which is saying a lot. So it would not be easy, and it would be a long-ish process, but I don't think it would be as much of a shit show as like Libya or Syria or any of these other places.
That's interesting. Why do you think it'd be easier?
Because I think once they find out how much they've been lied to, and now they have like, look, just go to this office, work 9 to 5. They're very hard working because they're slaves.
Right.
So it's not like they don't have a work ethic. It's not like they're not ambitious. It's just like their ambition is going to get them nowhere. And frankly, the ones who were the most loyal to the regime were the ones who starved in the 90s because they thought food's coming, food's coming, food's coming. And the ones who were shady and who were like, I'm going to get fed by any means necessary, who are entrepreneurial, they're the ones who survived.
When you left that place and you got back home and you're sitting there and you're about to put this book together and you're thinking about this world that you just escaped from.
Yeah.
how does this play out? Did you think like where this goes? Did you like look at what you saw and come up with some possible scenarios for how this eventually plays out?
Well, I had one quote from either Hemingway or Steinbeck, and the quote was, "How did you go bankrupt? Two ways, gradually and then suddenly." So it's going to happen overnight. We're not going to see it coming. I think all those countries around North Korea agree it's a problem. All those countries like, this is a fucking nightmare. And I think just like with the first Gulf War, they would very quickly get together and be like, all right, we can't have this explode into some nightmare. Let's work together and figure this shit out. I think it'd be a very, very difficult, but not difficult ideologically plan to come forward.
Well, it's so fascinating when you compare them to South Korea, which is a thriving economy.
Right.
Makes some of the best electronics in the world,
Yes.
some of the best phones and televisions, and and it's just amazing that they're right next door to each other.
And there's such a consensus internationally that this place is evil. You know what I mean? It's not like, Libya, where these other countries have their back, and Iran and Iraq and all this other stuff.
Well, that's more religious, though.
Right. And with this, no one has their back.
Right.
Like maybe some weird African countries they have allies with. But everyone in that region's like, all right, this shit's a nightmare and enough's enough.
Well, it's fucking hilarious whenever they try to like show some display of power and they have a launch of like some missile that shoots 13 feet up in the air and then explodes.
That could be intentional.
You think so?
So they can't back down ever, right? But if you want to back down without backing down, is you make a mistake, right? So it looks like you don't have the power.
Really?
That's where I would put my money.
Wow, that's some weird fucking multi-level chess.
They've been playing multi-level chess since the 40s.
But they're all about face, about showing like that's one of the things about Korea. Well, all I know about is South Korea.
Right.
I know quite a bit about South Korean culture and the way, like, I grew up learning and teaching Taekwondo, so I was around a lot of Koreans. And they're very much about honor, and they're very much about hard work, and they're very much about appearances.
Right.
Like the idea of giving up, like showing a weakness like that intentionally seems pretty alien.
Well, the choice is, if Trump says, if you go forward with this, we're going to attack you. So that's not on the table. So plan B isn't like, okay, we're going to give in. Plan B would be to act like you're defying him, but not actually defying him.
That sounds so ridiculous. It's fascinating, though. I mean,
But
I'm not
they're so
disagreeing
smart
with
their shit. I mean,
Really?
that's where I would put my money. Because think about it: if you are doing these tests, you're going to be testing it publicly. How many times, like in America, you're going to have some, I guess Windows crashes, but people go through this over and over, especially when your life is at risk.
Right.
So you're going to make damn sure that it's going to be working before you announce, April 14th, we're having our big launch.
Right, but aren't they developing this technology in a vacuum as opposed to most of the rest of the world? Like, if you're dealing with the United States, right? Like, the United States is, first of all, we have the internet. Second of all, we have some of the very best aerospace engineers in the world, the most knowledgeable people in terms of rocketry and explosions and all that shit. Like, you're dealing with this fantastic database of human beings to draw from. But they're isolated. Like, wouldn't it make sense that their stuff kind of sucks?
But what I'm saying is, if it sucks, they would do the test privately and in some hidden place until they got the kinks out. Then they would publicly do it when they've got the kinks out. Why would you publicly show your hand unless you had a purpose?
Well, they probably don't have enough money to run nearly enough tests. Like, we know that they have done some tests that we've observed. But remember, there was some concern they detonated a nuke.
Right. They have nukes, 100%.
Right, but there was concern that they had detonated one I believe it was underground.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a few years back.
Right. But my point is, we don't know. This would be something that would be up their alley, and it would be. I don't understand why they would announce something unless they were sure they could do it. Because that's really, talk about face. It's like, here's our big launch, and then you turn on the TV, it doesn't work.
That's amazing. I never thought of that. You might be right, but it's fascinating to think about it that way. Does anybody share your opinion? Is this a
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's not,
Really?
It's not like there's a huge community of people who understand North Korea, but this is, what people who watch the country do share is the consensus of you can't take shit at face value ever with them.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a really amazing sort of strategy. If that really is the case, that's really very self-aware.
Yes. Well, look at 2 years ago, my buddy called me. They had a photo they released of Kim Jong-un on his MacBook, and behind him was a map of the U.S. where the nukes are going to hit, including Austin. My friend calls me, goes, Are they going to nuke Austin? It's like, listen, if I'm nuking Austin, why the fuck am I putting this on my Instagram? Like, what are you talking about? You know? And of course they didn't nuke Austin. And
Why Austin?
I mean, maybe they
know how many bullets are in Texas. So
Well,
that's the last place to fucking invade.
Well, the way they operate is like this. Like, there's two types of bank robbers, right? There's the bank robber who comes in, shoots up the ceiling, gets the loot, and gets out. Then there's the bank robber who comes in, shoots up everyone. And, you know, you want to deal with the first one. When they were firing their missiles, they're firing them into the ocean. They're not firing them into Tokyo or Seoul.
Right.
That's telling.
Right. Yeah, well, they don't want to get killed.
Right.
They want to show that they have missiles.
Right.
And they want to say, hey, we can launch a missile at Los Angeles.
Or but Seoul, it has 10 million people. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't even. I mean, they're like, what about nukes? What about nukes? I said this on Fox the other day. It goes, you really nukes schmooks? You care about missiles hitting those skyscrapers in Seoul? Can you even imagine what that would look like? It would be like Independence Day.
Yeah, it'd be insane. And it's close.
It's extremely close.
So the missiles would get there in a matter of minutes.
If not even less.
Yeah. What do you think about the theory that's been run back and forth pretty recently that the United States sabotaged those the same way they sabotaged the Iranian?
That would be great. That would be. That's also
let me
plausible.
finish the sentence for people who don't know what I'm talking about. No, it's okay. They sabotaged the Iranian nuclear program with viruses. And they're saying that it could perhaps have been the same case with North Korea, that they sabotaged the missile program with some sort of computer virus.
Yeah, that we hacked them. That also is very plausible.
Would it be hacking, or would it be something along the lines of someone clandestine selling some sort of technology to them that turns out to be technology with an embedded virus? Or
My understanding was it was hacking.
Hacking.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But if they have, okay, I'm not sure I understand how they would do that.
But basically, well, they are on. They're. I mean, they're online, kind of online, right?
Right. So there would be a way to get to it,
especially if China's helping us.
The ins and outs of international espionage and politics and sabotage and all that shit. It is unbelievably fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And I think most people don't even have the slightest understanding of how deep that shit goes and how hard people like in the CIA work and the people that are embedded in these essentially terrorist organizations. Like, this was one of the things that came out about Trump revealing to Russia that these laptops, that ISIS was planning on using laptops for bombs. And in doing so, he gave them top secret information that he felt he had the right to declassify it and give it to them.
Or he claimed to have felt.
But the people that I have talked to that have an understanding of the intelligence community say that in doing so, you compromise all the people that worked very hard to get to the position to find out that ISIS was doing this. So now ISIS has to take an account of all the people and some sort of an audit of all the people that they're in contact with, and then try to figure out how the fuck this got out and who are the sketchy people or the questionable people, and then puts people in danger and people have to flee. And apparently they had to, when Trump did that, they had to alert the intelligence community like immediately. And this is one of the reasons why, even though it seems benign to him on a surface level, because he's thinking about a million different things, right? He's thinking about a million different things all at once, and his lack of understanding about the importance and significance of top secret clearance, according to the people that I've communicated with, is why it's so dangerous for him to just talk about this stuff with Russians.
Of course. Well, also this whole thing where people are like, "Oh, who cares about Hillary's server?" It's just like, this is the Secretary of State. Are you? What kind of shit she's got on there? Who the hell knows?
We have a real problem in this country of being on teams. And we have a real problem in this country of people that don't like Trump thinking that Hillary would have been a great president.
Right.
It's a real problem because I'm not a fan of either.
Right.
And I think you as a human being should expect more from someone who wants to run the free world.
Right.
You should expect someone, first of all, you'd expect someone who you can clearly tell is going to be honest. And you can't tell that from either one of them. You want someone who has principles and sticks with them. You can't tell that from either one of them.
Right.
It's not what we need. We need something greater. And I think there's a great article in Motherboard today about, it's essentially something that I've been saying for years, that the United States is far too complicated to be run by a president, and that the idea is antiquated. It was an idea that was created back when people came over here on boats.
Well, I had an article, I read for The Observer, an article called The Case for American Secession, and the point I made was, we've had two cultures since the beginning, and I agree with you completely. To have one guy running everything or one woman is nuts.
Well,
And it's time to break stuff up.
When he fired Comey, that woke a lot of people up. It's like, well, he could just do that? Right. He could just fire the guy who's in charge of investigating him?
Right.
Like, how the fuck does that work?
I think it was also because Comey's 6'8".
Yeah, he's a giant dude.
Yeah, and I
you
can
that
tell.
him?
What's that?
You think that bothered him?
You telling me that Trump likes looking up to someone? No way.
Well, if the guy was totally down for him and hugged him back and told him that, listen, don't worry about it, your boy Flynn's
No, I just meant physically he can't handle someone looking down.
But I'm saying
at him.
that if Comey was like totally on board, a total Trumpkin, if he came in and just acquiesced, you don't think that he'd still be on?
He'd still be on, but Trump wouldn't like it. He'd make him, be sitting when he walks in the room or some shit. I mean, he's a very petty person, which is what I admire about him.
I was listening to Sam Harris's podcast recently, where he was talking with two political experts. I forget their names, but two women who were talking about the case for secession, or excuse me, the case for impeachment. And they were essentially saying that his attention span is so short that they have to give him visual aids and they have to put his name as many times as they can in memos because he searches for his name when he goes and reads through memos. Now, I don't know if that's true. I mean, I don't know if that's maybe some sneaky way of getting under his skin to get him to go fucking crazy, which, like you're talking about multi-level chess with North Korea doing that thing, I would feel like if that's the way to fuck with the guy, it's to leak shit like this out and to say things like this, like he needs visual aids or he needs his name researched.
That's so funny.
So he could, or rather his name mentioned multiple times in these memos, so he looks for his name. Oh, there's me.
Yeah, well, I think people are so willing to believe the worst about people that they hate that it gets cartoonish. I remember during the 2000s where some journalist said, I don't think George W. Bush can read. Like, find me like a article and I'll be happy. And it's like, he went to Harvard and Yale.
Yeah, come on.
I'm sure he can read.
Well, I don't hate Trump. I don't. A lot of people think that it's a good thing to hate him. I hate him as president. I don't hate him as a person. I don't hate him.
I think he's doing his country a great service by making them suspicious of our democratic process.
Absolutely.
And I think I've been making this argument for a couple of years on many different shows that it's very healthy for people to be like, if this is the outcome, you need to double check that this is the system you love.
He's the monkey wrench in the gears of the Model T.
Yeah.
And we don't need a Model T anymore. We
Right.
need a Tesla.
Right.
This is 2017. We
Right.
need something far more advanced than what we can't just keep patching up the Model T.
Right. It's current year.
Yeah. We don't want Windows 95 with all the upgrades for 2017.
Right.
No, get the fuck out of here. It's
Right. And to
not
have
95.
and to have politics divided geographically is a very outdated way of looking at things.
Yeah. And also to have representative government's very outdated. We don't need someone to represent us
Right.
anymore. We can communicate instantaneously.
Right.
Everyone has a communication device. Essentially everyone, except Ari Shafir, that crazy fucker. He doesn't even use a phone anymore. But everyone else is using modern cell phones where you could tweet from, or you could vote from anywhere in the world, essentially.
Right. Right.
And that's how it should be.
Yes. Yes.
We should have technology and we should have a government. I mean, we should have rather a government that recognizes the current technology and utilizes it to get the voice of the people out there.
Well, the technology is what's actually making the government put in its place, and it's going at a very increasingly fast rate, and it's a great thing ever.
And it's also, what I'm fascinated by is all these trolls.
Oh, I'm a professional. I'm writing a book about this.
On trolls?
On the new right, yeah.
Well, it's not just the new right. I mean, you can call them the new right, but they could easily be left. What I'm fascinated by is these people that they belong to a group.
Yeah.
And they are in an identity group.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Like, you telling me that green frog is alt-right? No, man, it's people having a good time.
I have a whole chapter with this. There's a group online on Twitter who are yelling at me to shout them out.
What are they called?
I'm not going to say it because I said...
Well, tell me, write it down. I'll shout them out.
No, hold on. I said, you got to add me on Facebook so I know your real name. I'm not shouting at someone who turns out to be a mass murderer. And he wouldn't do it. I'm like, you're not getting a shout out.
Well, he's a whole group?
There's a whole group
could
of
be a
them,
mass murderer?
Well, just the one guy. Like, shout out our leader. I'm like, you got to give me your name.
Well, you can't have a leader, boys. I'm not shouting you out if you have a leader.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
silly. There shouldn't be any leaders.
Yeah.
I don't think we should have leaders anymore. I really don't. I think there's 350 million people in this country, and the idea of leaders is some old school alpha chimp bullshit.
What does this say right here? That's the very first sentence in my book.
Wow. When the world leader or leadership returns to current... Well, yeah, man. Yeah, you're essentially saying exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Relapse into barbarism. That's a great word.
Yeah.
Barbarism is a great word.
Yes, it is. Mussolini was Il Duce. He was the leader.
And this is Patterson from what was it?
1943.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think they recognized it back then, and they, it's escalated and
It
only
has.
compounded since then.
Because society's gotten more complicated. We've gotten more diverse ideologically. Remember in the 80s where every hack comedian would make a joke about how there's Diet Coke and caffeine-free Coke and all these other Cokes. It's like, we still have two choices for politics. Why?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that amazing? That was in the 1980s.
Yeah.
We had 100 different kind of Cokes. New Coke. Remember New Coke?
That was terrible. He doesn't remember. He's too young.
Jamie's a very erudite man.
Do you remember New Coke, Jamie?
He knows things.
From Coke Classic to New Coke.
Were you aware of Pepsi Spice?
Isn't that new?
My friend Brian single-handedly might have nuked Pepsi Spice.
It's back.
Is it back?
Pepsi Fire's now. Pepsi Fire they have.
Does he, I wonder if Brian still has that website.
I'll check.
He had a website. He bought PepsiSpice.com. It was fucking hilarious. It's one of his best trolls. And he started writing about how he was on a diet of drinking only Pepsi Spice. And so, and as time went on, he started getting sicker and sicker in his diary. And he's talking about shitting out blood and maybe I should go to the hospital. And Pepsi Spice is fucking freaking out. And they're trying to figure out who is this guy? How did he get PepsiSpice.com? Because he bought PepsiSpice.com the moment it came out.
Well, two things. First of all, if you go read the reviews for sugar-free gummy bears on Amazon, it's a similar thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
But I own CadburyCreamEggs.com, and I guess I should do. I do. I should do something with it.
Why don't you sell it to Cadbury Cream Eggs? They'll probably give you $1 million for that.
They got my email.
Hey, holler at Mike. He's right here.
And I also will throw in fucktards.org for free.
Ooh, that's worth it.
They're trying to hide it. Pepsi is. If you Google it, it blocks it to Spire. It's some vending machine.
Oh, they're trying to.
No. You say search
Pepsi Spice.
Do search instead. It's auto-correcting for you incorrectly. See that? Do the second thing. There you go.
Brian Redband's Pepsi Spice Challenge hoax is one of the funniest things. IGN. Go click on that on IGN.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny. Holidays. Oh wow.
And he did this I want to say he did this in
2004 is when it came out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It was one of his best trolls ever.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, he did it for days, too. He kept updating it.
Shitting blood.
That's still there. Yeah, still drinking.
Yeah, it's still there.
PepsiSpice.blogspot.com.
Oh, that's amazing. And it's 2004. Yeah.
My friend, he gave me the idea for this book, Justin Ash. He invented Baconaise, bacon salt, all these bacon products. And Taco Bell had a line of tacos with bacon in it. It was a special promotion. So he made a taco out of bacon. The shell was bacon, like a weave. And he goes, "Your move, Taco Bell." And they have some corporate meeting, because this is on their big launch. And they're just "Thank you for your appreciation of bacon." They didn't know what to do.
That's crazy. Where are they getting all that bacon? That's what you really want to see. This fucking warehouse full of tortured pigs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, we got way off track here. Yeah, but what we're saying essentially before we got onto this crazy rant is that we need an updated form of government, and we need an updated form of government with qualified people. Neil deGrasse Tyson had an amazing tweet the other day that I think is really important. He was talking about members of Congress, I believe it was, and he was saying, look at all these people in government, and what are their occupations? Lawyer. He's like, where are the engineers? Where are the scientists? Where are the mathematicians?
Well, that's a dangerous road, because
the rest of life?
All of communists said they were scientific. It was scientific socialism. And those engineers are the ones who regard human beings as factors to be thrown into equation, and that's when you get the meat grinder.
Jesus Christ. So you're saying science is full of meat grinders?
I'm saying when scientists try to become politicians, they stop looking at human beings as human beings and start looking at them as factors in a machine. Yeah. It's very sick.
Have you been paying attention to what's going on with Bill Nye? Scientists are all going after Bill Nye.
Bill Nye, the Weimar guy?
The Weimar?
Yeah.
What's Weimar?
Weimar Germany was right before Hitler was all decadent and everyone's, just completely loose and it's culturally liberal, and he's having these dancers about talking about their vagina. It's Weimar.
That was what was ridiculous.
He's not even a scientist.
No, he's not a scientist.
He's a con man.
Isn't he an engineer?
Yeah, but he's not a climatologist.
He's not a scientist, and he's also changing his tune. There was a Steven Crowder did a bit about it, where he showed the original show that he did many years ago, where they talked about how gender is from chromosomes. There's double X, which is men, and XY, or women, and XY, which is men.
Right.
And they're establishing what causes your gender.
Right.
And now he's completely gone off of that.
Right.
And his new thing had this woman who belonged in some fucking Venice theater group like barking out at a poetry slam, some unbelievably god-awful song. And this motherfucker put it on Netflix on a science show about gender, and he pretended to be like a DJ in the background. Like, this is so not science.
Right.
It's so not scientific. It's insulting.
Progressivism is just Christianity without the mythology. So it's very much this kind of Christian ideal.
Well, radical progressivism.
Correct. Evangelical progressivism specifically. I don't mean someone who like believes in welfare. I mean, there's this ideology that he's fallen into where it's a complete religion which is complete divorce from reality and stuff like this.
It's full left wing. I mean, I think there's great ideas in being progressive. There's some amazing ideas in terms of inclusiveness, in terms of live and let 100%. Live, letting people be whoever they want, express yourselves in any way that you see fit, as long as it's not hurting other people.
But that stuff is explicitly propaganda. It's meant to be propaganda.
What is?
His show.
His show is.
Yes. It's
you
not
think
like
that
these.
Is? Yes. I think what he's doing is licking his finger, finding out which way the wind is blowing, and giving into those people.
No, I think he's a true believer, because you have to be a true believer to put something like that out under your name and think this is a good idea. It's just like it's like Christian rock.
I think it's debatable. I honestly think that these people, especially a guy like him, who is experiencing life in the public eye fairly late in life,
right?
And and he, when it comes to people that are really enthusiastic about science and really enthusiastic about these ideas that he's trying to push on his show, other than this gender thing, you're dealing with the great majority of them are liberal, great majority. And I'm sure he encounters a tremendous amount of pressure to be inclusive, and gender is the hot topic when it comes to like weird science, as it were, like trying to figure out like how much of this is what people feel, how much of this can be explained in genetics, how much of this can be explained with sociology, how much of it is nature, how much of it is nurture. It's a very complex stew of human beings, and we know for a fact that people vary broadly. There's a wide spectrum of human behavior and likes and needs and feelings and all sorts of weird dysmorphias. We don't know why people behave the way they behave. So for him to like boil it down to like one of the shittiest rap songs the world has ever known, it's an insult.
But I think that's my point, is that I think you have to kind of drink the Kool-Aid to be putting this out as your product. Maybe I'm less cynical than you. I don't know. That could be it.
I feel like he's been influenced by I think the people that are super progressive are far more likely to push these ideas in a very enthusiastic way than people who are more conservative in these matters. They're not even going to approach him about this. So I feel like he's just been influenced by the influencers.
Well, certainly he's getting rewarded for it. And once you get rewarded for something, your brain gets a feedback loop, and it's kind of self-validating. So that could be it. I can't speak. Here's the challenge I always have to people who always talk about climate change. If you can't name two types of clouds and what they look like, you don't know enough about science and climate to open your mouth.
Right. And that's him.
He's probably an exception. He probably knows about clouds, but I'm saying the average person who reads the New Yorker, and they will tell you every scientist agrees about climate change, you don't know the names of one scientist who agrees on climate change, so shut the fuck up.
It's a mantra. It's a mantra that people say, well, this is the scientists agree. Go for it. I'm not disagreeing with it at all, but I am agreeing with what you're saying.
I'm totally disagreeing with it, because
with climate change?
With this perception of climate change, because if we had a meteor coming toward the Earth that is going to destroy all life, we're not going to be sitting here talking about North Korea. We're talking about, hey, what about the meteor? Are they doing something about this fucking meteor? The climate change supposedly is going to decimate all civilization within 100 years. Why are we talking about healthcare? Why are we talking about China and Trump's spelling and his name? No, all you're going to be talking about is the government's going to be shut down until we have an answer to this. And every politician who has children and grandchildren is going to be like, we got to fucking get together and solve this problem. And the fact that this isn't happening is telling me that there's more to the story than we're being led to believe.
How so?
Because the fact that we're talking about other things. If this is really this imminent existential crisis, how are we talking about anything else ever? Because
it's imminent in terms of maybe 50 years. And people are like, hey, listen, I'm 49. I'm not even going to be here in 50 years. You
honestly think if a meteor is going to hit the world in 50 years, we wouldn't be doing everything possible immediately to stop it?
I think there are plenty of people that would just do coke and fly jets. I'm not necessarily sure they would invest all of their energy to save people they're not even going to be around to watch.
Sure, but I think there's certainly 90% of people in Congress, 90% of people in industry care enough about their children that this would be the only issue ever.
Yes, if they felt like it was absolutely pressing and imminent. I don't think they do. I feel like 50 years is so far away you can't feel it.
I don't think that's true. I think especially when you get older, you start thinking long term.
Why does Trump act the way he acts then?
Because Trump is one data point and he's a lunatic.
I know, but there's a lot of those lunatics with tremendous amount of resources that aren't thinking about the future. He's rolling back the EPA regulations. He's trying to fucking frack everywhere. What he's doing is he's the guy who's doing coke and flying the jet. Like, fucking wow!
Yeah, but look how much opposition there is to him, right?
Yes.
So the point is, if this was a real thing, there wouldn't be opposition. It would be complete unanimity.
Well, there's a lot of opposition because he is, air quotes, the 1%, which means 99% are going to be opposed to the behavior of this one person who's got billions of dollars and also has the power to do all this crazy shit, like roll back the EPA regulations. Like somehow or another, this fucking lunatic got into control of Environmental Protection Agency regulations. I mean, it's pretty fucking bizarre. So that's why this guy's not doing anything. He is the radical thing that we're worried about. But as you said earlier, I think he's a good thing in that he's exposing how bizarrely flawed the system is, that we are trying to patch up Windows 1776.
Right.
I mean, that's really what we're doing.
1789, 1776, we had the Articles of Confederation.
1789 was the formation of the United States.
Was the Constitution.
So why do we always celebrate Spirit of 76?
Because that's the American War. It's when we were
Independence
Declaration.
Day.
Yeah, Declaration. Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, that's it. That's when it starts. 89 is when the United States was officially founded.
But here's the thing: the Constitution was illegal. You know, they went in this secret. People are talking about the founding fathers. They went into Philadelphia secretly. They said you're not allowed to throw out the Articles of Confederation. They look at each other, go, "We're throwing the shit in the garbage." Right? They're like, "Oh yeah." Swore each other to secrecy, which they did not have the power to do. Martin Luther went out and told everyone, goes, "Yo, this is a coup," and it was illegal. And everyone still champions them like this was all this great thing. This was a complete coup. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it was a coup.
In terms of so who was in control back then? You mean England?
We had power? Between England and the Constitution, we had the Articles of Confederation. So the founding fathers in that convention had the ability legally to edit the Articles of Confederation. The first thing they did, were like, yeah, fuck this thing. We're totally throwing it out the window, despite our mandate. And we're swearing each other to secrecy.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we need.
What?
We need that today. I need someone to fucking go, this is ridiculous. We're going to throw this whole thing out.
Well, I think that was the big percentage of the Trump vote was this shit's ridiculous.
Yes, I think you're right. But now it's even more ridiculous, which is well, first of all, a lot of people who were into the idea that America was going to look after America and that all this foreign interventionism, which is interrupting our lives and becoming a huge problem. And then what does he do? Bombs Syria, drops the Moab bomb. He's over in Saudi Arabia right now, holding onto a big glowing ball with some dude who's dressed like a wizard.
Here's what I heard about Saudi Arabia and the Moab.
Who'd you hear it from? Jim Norton?
No, I don't remember who. I want to say Alex Jones, just for comedic purposes. Those were two moves to show North Korea that he's not joking. Because the Syria thing went against everything he was saying the whole campaign. Afghanistan, where the fuck did that come from? Right. And then the next week, they're all saying, we're not messing around with you, North Korea. The time for talk is over. So that's one theory I heard.
That the Moab bomb was just to show that they're capable of dropping that.
And that they're willing to drop it.
Oh, but they just dropped it in the middle of nowhere.
That's the point. Think about it. If you're going to do a show of force, wouldn't you just throw it in Afghanistan rather than in Pyongyang?
Yeah, that is the move, I guess. It's so fascinating to me that we have nukes. And we're like, it's too much. we're just gonna drop the biggest conventional bomb known to man. We won't drop any nukes.
So it's fine.
Okay, we're cool with that. Like if he just decided it, that would be really fucked up. If he just decided to drop a nuke on ISIS, if he knew that there was this place where ISIS is,
and only ISIS,
there's 50,000 of them all concentrated in this one area, and and we just saw this fucking mushroom cloud, like. That one mushroom, I mean, there's classic ones from the 1950s when they did those nuclear tests in the Nevada desert.
Oh, yeah.
But if we saw one of those in the news over Afghanistan.
Full color.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
From satellites.
Crazy. Every angle. You have the camera phones.
People from the space station filming the fucking...
Yeah. You could probably see that from space.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Fuck, yeah.
And
if you can see the wall of China, you can see that motherfucker.
I think that's a myth, isn't it?
I think it is a myth.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I think you can see it from certain satellites, right?
Oh,
you can't see it from
space.
It's like how high do you get up? Like 400 miles probably, but not like the Himawari 8.
Yeah.
It's 22,000 miles
You have to ask Steve-O about that one, not me.
Yeah, he did see it, right? He did see space there, rather, from a jet. I wonder... what it would take for Trump to want to drop a nuke in like a select location. Because I feel like if there's ever a president that'd be willing to drop a nuke in the right spot, he'd be the guy.
You don't think they'd put a bullet in him first?
I don't see enough resistance to him currently.
You don't know who's around him, though. The Secret Service. If he's going to nuke Russia, I can see them being like, executive decision, I'm shooting this guy.
God damn, that would be the end of their life, though. Someone would shoot them.
Not necessarily.
If someone shot the president because he was about to drop a nuke, guarantee you someone would shoot the guy who shot the president.
Unless there's some kind of protocol in place that if this guy goes completely nuts, what do we do then?
You know what's really fucked me up, man? House of Cards.
Oh, yeah.
I watched that show too much.
Same thing. From a comedic perspective.
Oh, the new season's coming out like next week, I think, right?
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
I just finished, me and the missus binge watched the entire series.
Four seasons, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Over the course of a couple months.
Oh, wow.
Fucking awesome. If you haven't seen it, ladies and gentlemen, it's a masterpiece. It's maybe one of the best shows ever on television. And it starts off, you're like, yeah, it's pretty good. And then it gets deeper and deeper and crazier and crazier. And there's never what I call a cut the shit scene. Well, like in every show.
In season 3, when she's in Russia and she feels bad for the gay kid, that's a cut the shit. This woman's a sociopath.
Okay.
She's not losing her control on power just for some gay Russian she met.
This is the dude who hangs himself.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like that was as much political as it was anything else.
But they showed her really caring, and I got to do some. No. These people are murderers.
Perhaps you're a bit cynical.
That boomeranged on me pretty bad. Are you Steve Irwin? That boomeranged hard. Are you the late Steve Irwin?
Is he a boomerang thrower? I thought he was just wrestling crocodiles and shit.
He knows how to do that shit.
He probably did.
God bless.
Everybody knows how to, right?
Yeah.
Just suck them. I mean, is there a technique to throwing a boomerang?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Right? I mean,
yeah, because you had it as weapons to knock things out.
What was the idea? Was that you would throw it and then it would kind of come back at you if you missed?
Right. But which is funny because if you actually have good aim, it's not coming back because its trajectory is completely changed. But you're knocking things out of trees. You're knocking birds out.
Right.
I mean, the great way to get a beehive off a tree.
Oh, is that what they use them for?
I'm guessing. I don't fucking know.
Kind of makes sense, right? It's kind of an ingenious device when you think about what a boomerang is.
And you remember when you were a kid, the first time you saw one or played with it, and you're like, oh my God, this is magic.
I maybe only played with one once or twice in my whole life.
When I was a kid, I had one, and I couldn't get it to work, but I got it to kind of work, and I'm like, this is the future.
I was like, this is a gay frisbee. This is... All due respect to my gay friends.
And your frisbee friends.
I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't get what you're doing here.
I don't have any beehives.
It was like a weapon. It wasn't for war, though, right? It was for hunting, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like, don't you guys know about the bow and arrow? Let me hook you guys up. The lack of birds over in Australia. They didn't have enough feathers. I'm like, what do we do with these sticks?
But what about the kookaburra? What's
a kookaburra?
That's their big bird that's always laughing.
Oh, how about emus, right? Don't they have feathers?
Are emus one of them is in Australia. There's the ostrich, the emu, and the rhea. I guess the emus in Australia, they have huge feathers.
Yeah. You feel like they could be trimmed down for fletchings.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know any better. Did you see that recent thing where they said that they've found that the earliest Australians, the earliest indigenous people landed in Australia 50,000 years ago, which is fucking incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how the hell did they get there 50,000 years ago?
Well, I mean, same thing with like Siberia and the Bering Strait, right? Getting to America.
That's the question. Was there some sort of a landmass that connected them to somewhere else 50,000 years ago? I mean, they're essentially an isolated continent.
Right. Nothing's close unless you have those archipelagos like New Zealand and Papua New Guinea.
Well, those people, especially the South Pacific people, were incredibly daring in their journeys out to sea thousands and thousands of years ago with these dugout canoes and these boats that they would construct, and they would just fucking get out in the ocean, like, let's see what happens.
They must have been having really bad marriages to be like, I'm fucking getting this boat, bitch. I'm going west. I don't care if there's land. I'm not staying here with you.
Yeah, well, what makes a person get into a boat thousands of years ago and looking out into the ocean and go, I'm going to take a chance?
And the funny thing is, we think that they're brave, but maybe they're just really dumb and like have bad directions, right?
Who knows? Who knows what causes someone to want to do anything?
And then you
like
get
that.
to a continent and you're like, what the fuck do I do now? I guess this is my house now.
Well, how about what they did with Hawaii? I mean, they essentially found a fucking volcano. We just got lucky.
Yeah.
A volcano popping out of the middle of the ocean.
Yeah. They lucked out, though, with Hawaii.
Fuck yeah, they did.
And then there's the people who don't luck out so much.
Very few bugs, no predators. So, like, dude.
I thought there's huge bugs. It's not?
I don't think so.
They don't have snakes, I know that.
They don't have snakes. I mean, maybe they have some bugs, but you rarely see like. But maybe they see spiders and shit. The problem with the problem with Hawaii is that a lot of the stuff that they have over there came from somewhere else. Like
Right.
A tremendous amount of things, like birds and like they were stowaways on boats and shit.
And spam.
Yeah, spam. Pigs
Yeah.
in general, like with wild pigs and deer, all these weird deer, axis deer from Asia.
They just recently had to save the giant parrot, the kakapo, in near Australia because there were like 100 left because they had no defenses, they can't fly, and the rats were eating them all. So they found all of them, moved them to a different island, killed the rats, and brought them back, and now they're being saved.
Oh wow,
They're really cool.
well they've had a bunch of crazy experiments in Australia with
the toads?
toads, and then
Yeah.
with bringing in cats,
Yeah.
and then they have feral cats, and
Yeah.
they kill all the ground nesting birds
Yeah.
and foxes to kill the cats. And
Cats are nasty. Like all they do is kill birds and kill like rodents and small animals. They're just vicious. And we think because they're cute and you play with their belly, but they are killing machines.
well, they're cute if you raise them,
Yeah.
if you have them at home and you domesticate them and you give them nothing but cat food,
Right.
and you pet them all the time and they purr,
Right,
and,
right.
and they don't have any desire to go out there and eat.
And rape.
Yeah,
All
A lot
cat
of
sex
rape.
is rape.
Well, that's the way you like to look at it. they have barbed dicks, right?
Yeah, they seal her up.
Ooh.
And then if the male cat sees the female with the litter, he kills the litter so she'll get ovulation again.
Yeah, that's super common in the animal
Yeah.
world, unfortunately.
Yeah.
In the bear world, it's even worse. They eat them.
Do they really?
Yeah, bears are almost 100% cannibals.
Oh wow.
Yeah. The male bears eat all the cubs. It's like the best way, it's so counterintuitive, but the best way to ensure a healthy population of bears is to kill the males.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to kill the old boars. That's one of the reasons why they actually encourage, especially with black bears. Black bear hunting is encouraged. It's also like really important because one of the main things they eat is fawns. Like if you want to
Right.
have healthy moose populations and deer populations. But yeah, I was there in Alberta when a friend of mine actually saw a bear kill a cub and chased the mother away, killed the cub, and then the mother came back and finished the cub off. She ate it herself.
Oh my god.
It's a dark world
Yeah.
in the woods. You think North Korea's rough? Try
Yeah.
being a fucking bear.
Well, my first job was writing for an aquarium magazine, so I've been obsessed with animals since I was a kid.
Aquariums.
Yeah, that was my thing back in the day.
Oh man, I always wanted to have a massive saltwater
I
fish
did.
tank.
Oh, it
Did
was
you?
the best thing ever. And I had all these freaky
cichlids and
fish.
shit. And...
Oh no! I had the kind of fish I had were what my friend called God's mistakes because they all look like monsters. So that's the kind of shit I
What
like.
did you have? Like what kind?
There's something called a big eye. There's something called a cowfish, which it's encased in armor and can't move. And a soapfish, which releases a cloud of poison when it's upset. And an anglerfish, which also doesn't move. And a slipper. I mean, if you pull up these things, they all look like aliens. They're amazing. Yeah. So it was really kind of fun.
Yeah, it's just
Electric catfish.
Oh, you had an electric catfish.
And when they shock you, you feel in your balls.
Ooh, I touched an
Yeah.
electric eel when we were on fish.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Cowfish. Yes, I did.
If you touch an electric eel, you're going to get fucked up. Those things are no joke.
No, they're not that bad.
Electric eel can kill you. How big was it?
It was big enough for me to grab. I mean,
Wow.
we did it on Fear Factor. It was one of the stunts.
But you had to do it in one hand. You can't do it with both hands or else it'll go through your heart, remember?
What?
Yes, I remember this Fear Factor episode. I'm like, holy shit, where'd they get these electric eels from? And the thing is, they had to do it with one hand or else it makes a circuit if you're using both hands.
Maybe. I don't
Pull up
remember that.
slipper lobster.
But what I do remember is it sucked. Like, I definitely grabbed it. And I was like,
yeah. It's no joke.
It's amazing that a small animal can give you such a charge like that, and it does it with its body.
Right. The anus is right by the mouth, so the whole thing is electricity. Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's why it's electric. 'Cause
Yeah.
mouth is right by its asshole. It's all fucking confused.
Yeah, I
Look at
have
that
one of
thing.
those.
Wow, that is crazy looking. What is that called?
A slipper lobster.
Slipper
So when you
lobster.
have lobster tail, it's often this.
Look at that face of that thing. That's insane.
So instead of claws, they have face flaps with two hinges.
What?
Yeah. If you look at the top, you see that one hinge and
Yeah.
another. Yeah. So one of the hinges goes up and down, the other goes left and right. And
Oh my god! So it's like the Predator.
yeah, it's really cool.
Do they have one with its mouth open?
The mouth's underneath.
I mean where it's exposed, where it's like grabbing something.
You'd have to be no, so you won't see it because when I would feed it, it would grab it and put it like near where its belly
Oh
is.
wow!
Yeah. And
That's
pull up
crazy.
PRISTEGENYS.
I didn't know until like 2 years ago what cuttlefish and octopus could do. My friend Remy, He used to have this show called Apex Predator where he would study these predators and try to figure out like what strategies they use for catching their prey. And one of the things that he studied was octopus.
Yeah.
And he came on octopi and he was like, dude, they're from another planet.
Oh, yeah, and they're smart as cats.
Yeah, they're very smart.
Very smart.
Super smart, and they can not just change the way they look, but change their texture.
Right.
And they fit in perfectly with their environment.
Yes.
He showed us some videos, and I'm like, how am I 48 years old and not knowing about this?
They're absolutely, and the ones at the bottom of the sea are even crazier.
Yeah.
Then you have the zebra octopus, which is a mimic. And the question you have for a philosophy person is it consciously trying to look like something else, or did it evolve coincidentally to look like? Because they look like flounders and then squids and then lionfish and mantis shrimp. And like some of these forms wouldn't be advantageous. Like, why would you want to look like a flounder?
Right.
But it just changes from shape to shape just very quickly.
Well, not only that, like, how does it know what the environment looks like to the point where it can change its? How does it know what it looks like? It doesn't have a mirror.
And that's the other thing. They put them on top of a checkerboard to see if they can imitate it. And they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they can imitate all sorts of different surfaces, coral, and all sorts of different crazy things.
And what they'll do is they'll release their cloud of ink and then won't move, but they'll just change shape so it looks like they vanished.
Yeah.
Like a supervillain.
Yeah. Well, they think that that's like. There was one speculation that blast of ink that they shoot out is almost like correction fluid, like whiteout. Like that's not what I meant. Like,
oh wow,
yeah, that they do it to each other, to stop conversations, and that part of what they're doing when they're changing their body is like a visual form of communication.
That they definitely do. Like chameleons also. Chameleons don't always change color for evolution. They'll do for protection. They'll become red to show anger.
Yeah,
and it's mood. Like a lot of fish I've had change color based on mood to communicate. It's fascinating.
Mood fish. Like mood rings. Remember mood rings?
Well, it's good because some fish, when the water's dirty, they'll be a different color. So you'll know it's time for water change. The cowfish did that.
Oh, when they look sick?
Yeah, no, they just get darker.
Oh, just not good.
It's just duskier. It's like, all right, I need to make him lemony colored again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought that when they put an octopus on a checkerboard, it did mimic the checkerboard.
No, it couldn't get it right.
See if you can find that. That was confusing to me. There was something similar to that, maybe some sort of a stripe pattern that it mimicked.
The stripes, I think they can do, but the checkerboard's a problem, if I remember correctly. The best one is the flamboyant cuttlefish they just discovered. It's 2 inches long. It walks, but it's colored it's like an acid trip. And they're just fascinating looking.
Flamboyant
That's
cuttlefish.
The official name, flamboyant cuttlefish.
Yeah, isn't it true that they've only researched like 10% of the ocean floor?
Oh yeah, it's insane. That's when my friend came up with the name God's Mistakes, because God made some fish. He's like, well, no one's going to see that there. Just throw it at the bottom of the ocean, because they all look like monsters. And my theory is because there's no light down there, that things like visuals, which are based on mathematics, don't apply. So it's okay that they're hideous because no one's going to be seeing them.
What about bioluminescent fish though?
And phosphorescent ones.
Yeah, there's weird ones that they create their own light bulbs.
They almost all have them. And there's one which uses red light because others can't see red, and they use them like searchlights. Oh yeah, there's so much crazy shit at the bottom of the sea.
It's awesome.
So fascinating.
I mean, what's really fascinating to me is if we found any of this stuff in space, we'd be freaking out.
This is why I never could like Star Trek. Because it drove me crazy as an autistic young boy.
Are you autistic?
Well, for this purpose, I am. That I would know all these zoological animals that look like insane things, walking batfish which can't swim. And then I turn on Star Trek, it's another planet, and it's a guy with fucking blue skin. I'm like, fuck you. I can get blue skin. Show me something that's not based on the human form, you fucking ass.
Right.
So the job
here it is. Here's an octopus.
Cuttlefish.
It's a cuttlefish.
I couldn't find an octopus.
The Jabba the Hutt scene was what blew my mind as a kid, because they look like aliens.
Well, my favorite one was that stupid lizard guy that Captain Kirk had a fight with.
Oh, God. I
remember that one?
No, I never watched Star Trek for this reason. I'm not even joking.
It's so bad. Okay, so here's the cuttlefish. He's on the ground, and there's a sandy bottom, and he kind of looks like the sandy bottom, and then they put this...
I think it was at the beginning. They took it off so it could switch back. But the best it did was that little block.
Wow, that's still pretty impressive.
Pretty fucking close. He did its best. But how did it know?
Well, I think the eyes are on the side, so they're looking in all directions at once, like a rabbit.
Right, but how does it know to make a square?
Right.
What the fuck? Look who it's doing it right there. It's kind of doing it.
Holy shit, that's creepy. Wow.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Look at flamboyant cuttlefish. You got to see this shit. It's toxic as hell, too.
These animals, I mean, what caused them to evolve like this?
And they've been around forever.
Forever.
And they also have very short lifespans.
Yeah. So it's not even working.
What
keeps you alive for how long? An
for
extra week?
Yeah, right. Look at that
Oh my
shit.
God, this is insane. Holy shit, I'm tripping.
And those colors are it. It's not the it's not the water. It's making it look like there's a wave on its skin.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at those eyes too, right?
It's like it's walking.
It is. They walk. They're the first ones they found that walk.
It looks like a tiny water hippo.
Who's that lady?
She's cute. She just wants to let everybody know she's cute.
Isn't
Look at that thing. My God.
that amazing?
That is amazing.
And I think that's hypnotic. It's meant to be hypnotic. Like you break up the. Oh, look at that!
Whoa.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you look at it and it shoots this fucking alien thing, like the Ridley Scott alien.
Yeah, from the mouth,
Shoots
the second
tongue
mouth.
out
Yeah,
and jabs at fish. Fucking A,
amazing.
man.
Oh, I
Like,
love
okay,
those.
like if we found that on Jupiter or
Right,
Pluto or something,
right.
we'd be freaking out.
Even though it's 2 inches, you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, I mean, if this was anywhere, if they found this, you know, and pick a planet in our solar
Right.
system, we would be so obsessed with it. But the fact that it's in the ocean, like, yeah, it's right over there. Who gives a fuck?
They just found it pretty recently too.
Really?
Yeah, I think the 90s.
There was a website that was dedicated to a bunch of animals that were uncovered during one of the tsunamis. I think it was the big tsunami that hit. Was it Vietnam or Thailand? What was it?
Was it
I forget what it
Southeast
was.
Asia somewhere? Yeah.
But there was a. I think now that I'm saying this, I feel like it was debunked. Like someone said, no, that's not where they came from. But it was a series of super bizarre animals that were found, super bizarre fish that were
Right.
found at the bottom of the ocean that literally looked like they came from another world.
Look up. There's something called a mousetrap fish, where its mouth
Mousetrap.
is like a mousetrap. It's hinged, and it works like a mousetrap.
Well, how about the anglerfish? He's got a fishing pole hanging off his fucking head.
Well, there's a bunch of different kinds of anglerfishes, and there's one called the clown anglerfish, which has warts all over it, and they're very brightly colored. And there's like dude, Jamie, this one, I'm sorry for
We're almost
asking
asking
Jamie.
him too many things to Google.
Just one thing. This is the one that'll blow your fucking mind. The football fish. And what's amazing about them is the females are like a yard, but the males are 2 inches long. And the males attach to the females and lose their sense of identity and become sperm glands.
Oh, like regular dudes. That's amazing.
Yeah. So they couldn't figure out where the males were for a long time. The females had just these growths on them.
And they were males.
They were the males.
Wow.
Look at
Look
that.
at that
shit.
anglerfish. What a crazy looking fucking.
This is the football fish when I typed it in.
Yeah.
Also,
There's-
but he's tricking
Backwards.
fish with
The
that
angle
thing,
would be in
right?
front.
But there's one
But
where
doesn't
there's
he dangle it?
yeah, she dangles it. That's as a female. So she dangles it in front. Yeah, look at that.
They dangle it over there, and then the other, hey, what's going on over here?
Yeah, it hails them. Look
Whoa, look at that one.
That's you just missed it.
Jesus,
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at the teeth on that fucking thing.
And some of them have
What's
teeth
that
on the
called?
outside of their mouth. Those are all
back.
deep sea anglers.
Go back, Jamie, the name. Ooh,
That's the family name.
Calophrenidae.
That's the family.
The family of anglerfish?
There's a bunch of families of them. Yeah.
Wow, look at that thing. God, there's so many of them. How many anglerfish are there?
Oh, look at the one in the
Holy
tank.
shit.
Go to that one. That one. They have one in display. Look at that.
What a creep.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't even look like a real thing.
Right.
Wow.
Isn't it amazing?
Look at that one. That one's bioluminescent.
Yeah, you can see where the
Luminescent.
spots are.
God, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And they can't keep them in aquariums.
What was that called?
It's also
Atlantic
deep-
football fish. Go
Yeah.
back to some. What do you get? ADD over there? Atlantic
I'm bored with this
football
already.
fish.
Let's see the next
Fuck,
one.
it's amazing. Look
yeah.
at that thing.
Oh yeah.
The colors in that thing, and it looks like it's bolted together.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It looks like patchwork, like some sort of an animated movie.
The deep sea is my favorite kind of stuff with all this just
Oh,
crazy shit.
But it's the most underappreciated and overlooked. Go to that one that's up right above that, Jamie. The one, yeah, right there. What is that one? Whoa.
Yeah, they're all. Do you want to see something really?
Look at that thing, man. That does not look real.
Yeah.
God, these things are amazing.
Look up red-lipped walking batfish, because there's one that's a relative of this that wears lipstick.
A walking batfish.
Red-lipped walking batfish.
Wow. What in the fuck is that thing?
They can't swim, so yeah.
Whoa.
And they have a nose, and out of the nose is where the angle comes from. There, see? That's my favorite fish. Look at that shit, right?
Oh my God. Look at the lips.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
They're hard. They're very hard to keep in captivity, the species, because they always have parasites.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Why can't they keep great whites in captivity? Like
Because
they can't
several
get them to survive.
reasons. So great whites are extremely sensitive to electric impulses in the water, so they keep banging their heads against the wall.
Oh.
Plus, they're pelagic, which means they live in the ocean where there's nothing around them, so they're not used to any barriers. So this really fucks them up. They need to be able to go full speed for miles at a time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
They got whale sharks in captivity. They have them in Georgia and in
Do they
Japan.
really?
They've got 3 in Georgia, in Atlanta.
How big is the tank?
It's like the biggest tank in the world, or second biggest. Yeah, the glass was like 2 feet thick, something crazy.
It still seems stupid to keep them.
Why?
Because go see them in the ocean, man.
You have to go to the
why do you have
Philippines for them. The great.
So what? Then watch them on video. It just seems fucked up to me to keep those things in captivity. It just doesn't make any sense.
They get tame.
Do they?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. They're
well,
awesome. Great.
If you could talk to them, you know, they'd probably be like prisoners, like super bummed out.
It's just like North Korea, but for fish.
Well, I used to have a joke about that, about like someone like saying like, "Hey man, you know, I don't think zoos are that bad. I went to the zoo, I saw these chimps playing with a rope, and they look like they're having a good time." I go, "Yeah, go to prison. You watch dudes playing basketball. Doesn't mean it's awesome."
Right. Right. Especially with the higher
fucking
animals
prison.
that are intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do people have pets who are birds? I'm a big pet person, but the bird wants to be flying around.
Yeah. Like when they clip their wings. Nah, you don't need these.
Yeah.
I need to keep you around.
Yeah. The only thing that makes you special.
I want you to say hello.
Yeah, right.
Let me clip your wings. Yeah, it is. I don't know. We're weird. We're weird with our dominance over other animals.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess every animal that has control over other animals is weird. Like you've seen that thing about dolphins. They take puffer fish and they get high with them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They pass them around.
What about killer whales? They kill babies for fun.
Oh yeah, they have a good time.
They're sick.
Well, yeah. Well, dolphins do that exact same thing that you were talking about. The cats do, where they kill off the young to make the female breed. Because a female dolphin won't go into breeding. I think it's like 6 or 7 years while she's raising the kid.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the things that females do to mitigate this is they fuck as many males as they can, because they obviously they don't have Maury Povich and DNA tests in the ocean. So they fuck they're like extremely promiscuous. And the idea behind it, if they fuck enough of these males, the guy will have no idea whose baby it is. So they'll think it's his baby. He's like, "Oh, I fucked you. That might be my kid. All right, I'm not going to eat him."
My knowledge of the sea is just limited to fish. So once you get to mammals, I'm kind of a sea student.
But you're a sea dork. Like, you really love it.
I'm a zoology dork. A huge,
Like all different kinds of species?
oh yeah, I can rattle off things all day, like every day.
What do you think about the Tasmanian tiger? Do you think that thing's alive?
That
That's the one in Australia?
They're thinking of trying to clone it back because they have ones in formaldehyde.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it died out in the 20s, I believe.
I think it's
thylacine.
somewhere around there.
And because we have video of it.
Yes.
Of one in captivity, and they are thinking of trying to clone it and bring it back.
I didn't know that. There it is right there. What a crazy
The thylacine. It's the only animal that can open its mouth to like 120 degrees or something.
Well, they think that they might have a few of them still in the wild, because Australia is essentially the size of the contiguous United States, but with the same amount of people as Los Angeles.
Right.
And they think that it might be possible, because there's been several sightings that these things. But then you got to think there's several sightings of Bigfoot too.
Right.
So.
I love cryptozoology. It's just absolutely fascinating because even the coloration looks like the okapi, which is the giraffe's closest relative, and they thought that was fake, and then they found one.
Yeah.
And now they're in zoos. You can see them
it's a
around
crazy
zoo.
looking animal.
Yeah.
But do you think that thing is? I mean, there's enough sightings where they're starting to actively consider. There was a movie with what the fuck, Willem Dafoe. Several years ago, where someone had hired him to go and shoot a Tasmanian tiger, that they knew where one was, and that somebody wanted it to stuff it or something like that.
Well, I mean, there was this species of insect on St. Helena Island, I think it was, where they thought it was extinct, and they found a bush that had 13 of them, and now they bred them, and there's like thousands. Oh, so wow. If they found one, it would be great, because they'd be able to breed them to huge numbers pretty quickly.
Also, it's like one of the last predators other than like saltwater crocodiles.
Right.
In Australia.
Yeah. Yeah. The dingo is no joke. They've been taking out a lot of stuff. They have that whole dingo fence for that reason.
Yeah, yeah. Australia's a really weird place, man. Some buddies of mine were just over there. They were hunting water buffaloes.
Oh.
Those Asian water buffaloes.
Yeah. They're huge.
Huge. And also an invasive species.
Yeah.
So these things come over and they just destroy the water. Like anything else that like
they're
uses
like the size of
water.
a truck. I mean,
2,000 plus
pounds.
Yeah. And they just shit everywhere and ruin all the water sources. So all these birds, all these different animals that need that water are all getting fucked up and dying.
Did you ever see one when it took out the lion?
I did see something like that recently, yeah.
Yeah, where there's like...
That was a Cape buffalo, right?
Yeah. It's just amazing. It's just like just swings its head, the lion goes flying like 20 feet.
Have you ever seen the documentary Relentless Enemies?
No, what's that?
Fascinating. It's so good because it's about these lions that adapted to only eat water buffalo. What happened was they had a change in the current of the river, change in the course of a river, and it isolated this one island of lions. And they only had 2 things to eat. And one of the things was Cape buffalo, which are fucking enormous.
Yeah.
So these lions became freakish mutant lions, enormous lions. Like the average female is the size of an average male
Holy shit,
lion
okay.
everywhere else in Africa. But Google relentless enemies, giant killer lions, because the females don't even look real. They look like Hulk lions.
Well,
They're fucking jacked.
This
Like,
is another reason I'm very skeptical about this climate change stuff, because nature is far more adaptable than we give it credit for.
oh, you mean climate change, not like the doom and gloom?
Yeah, the
100
idea,
years
like
from
if the
now,
temperature's up 1 degree, that the corals can't handle it, I don't buy it.
we'll move to Canada.
I love Canada.
Canada's, I love it.
I love Canada. I love Toronto.
See if you can. These are the
Oh, Jesus.
ones going after it. But see if you can get an image of some of the lions from Relentless Enemies, because they're just Google it. Just go and look. Don't just keep popping these up on the screen, because there's some of them. If you go and look and find it, you can find ones that are just jacked. That's Relentless Enemies, yeah. But see if you can find like a good image of the lions.
Well,
that shows,
right next
like,
to
how
it, there's one.
muscular
Look,
they are.
right next to it, that one. Yeah, that one.
No, it's not that
No?
good. There's some really good ones. There's some really good ones where they look freakish. There's a good
Oh,
one.
wow.
Look at the size of that fucker. Like, that is
It's a female.
so much bigger than the average female lion.
That's crazy.
It's because all they're eating is these Cape buffaloes, these fucking enormous buffaloes. So they've grown to like 600 pounds for the average female lion. Yeah, they're much bigger.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're huge. They look so huge they don't even look real. And they still, even this big, they have to gang up on
Yeah,
them.
yeah, of course.
Jump on their back, and one of them jumps on the leg, and I mean, it's just. But the documentary is amazing, and interestingly enough, there's several prides of lion on this one island, and they're not all that big. It's just one pride is that big.
Huh.
The other prides are like fairly normal sized, but one pride has this just freakishly large species of lion.
You know, I ran through a lot of scenarios about what we were going to be talking today, and this was not one of them.
I didn't run through any scenarios. That's why. I mean, I knew we were going to talk for sure about North Korea, but I didn't know we were going to talk about giant lions or psychedelic cuttlefish.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Flamboyant cuttlefish.
Flamboyant cuttlefish. What a perfect name. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do they always use these fucking Latin names?
Because that way, and this happens when you're into aquariums, if I'm sending you something from England to America or England to Cambodia, you know we're speaking the exact same species. Because what you might call a gray parrot is not the same as what I would call a gray parrot.
Right. That makes sense. That's interesting, though, they chose a dead language.
Well, that way it's universal.
Right. That makes sense. Why not just use English since we kick ass?
Because America.
America!
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We speak American in this world. American. I'm sorry. That was America.
We got to buy England and just take over that name of the language. We keep calling it English. Like, enough already. You guys don't
It's
even
American.
speak right. You guys speak wrong, and you spell tires wrong, too.
I really think that they've evolved that accent to come off as smarter than they really are. I think Americans are smarter than British people, and it's a big lie
That's
that
rude.
the British are.
That's rude, first
Why?
of all. You're
Why?
racist.
Against who? The British?
Yes.
They're all ugly. So
Oh, how dare you. Have you not seen Sporty Spice? Isn't she the hot one? What's the hot one?
Sporty's pretty hot. She's American, I've decided.
The hot ones are American?
But the thing is, it's when you hear British people talk, you think they're smart, and you talk to them like you're not that fucking smart. You just have a
That's
good
so rude.
accent.
Guy Ritchie's really fucking smart.
Well, he's one data point. Madonna.
You're trolling. I see what you're doing.
Wait. You've met a
trolling
lot of
against English
people from America and English. Do you think English people are generally smarter than Americans?
I think that people vary widely.
Okay, but you can
I
still.
think there are a lot of really dumb American people.
Of course.
A lot of really dumb American people.
But I think there's a lot of really dumb British people.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure. I never met him. Everyone I met is a genius from England.
everyone.
All of them.
Oh yeah, both of them. Guy Ritchie and Sporty Spice. Okay, my work here is
I
done.
never met Sporty.
Okay, Guy Ritchie. Well, him and Madonna. I mean, she's a genius. Listen to her.
Oh, Madonna's English now.
Yeah.
We gave her away.
I mean, the idea that you can, with a straight face, just make up a British accent.
Well, you got to realize the kind of dick that Guy Ritchie was slinging. He fucked her up so bad that she doesn't work anymore, and she speaks English. She barely even sings.
that is dickmatized, if I've ever seen it.
He's just slaying that fucking lock, stock, and two smoking barrels, dick.
They're divorced though, right?
Yeah. But she's still fucked up from it. She's
really fucked up.
He's recovered greatly,
but she's really
she's still like reeling.
She's a mess.
She's got like those Tweety birds floating around her head like cartoons. Remember that? It was like the universal thing for someone being fucked up. Birds with circled head. Why would that? Like, how did we know what they meant? Like someone got clocked over the head with a frying pan, and we'd see those birds tweet, 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 tweet. And we're like, yeah, that guy got fucked up.
But I think she's got a mix of those birds and cuckoo clocks.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be hard, man, when you're like a sex symbol. For women, it's like there's this weird phase that women go through, which is very disturbing. Everyone except Christy Brinkley, who I'd still fuck. Sorry, no disrespect. She's like in her 60s.
Right.
She's still hot. But every other woman who's like really hot when she was in her 20s, they get to a certain age and either they let it go like Meryl Streep and just accept and age gracefully, or they start shooting a bunch of shit in their face and they get real weird looking, or they just become like a monster. And so they go from being extremely desirable to repulsive.
The uncanny valley.
Well, the uncanny valley deals with software.
But I know it deals with like when robots look too close to human beings, it's repulsive, right?
Yeah,
so
I
it's
think
like
artificial intelligence is what they use.
No,
or artificial virtual reality, right?
Right, but the point is someone has to look like a person but not too much like a person or else it's creepy. So they become like, you look human almost.
Right.
So then it becomes very repellent.
Yeah, that's what's tweaky about. We went to NVIDIA a few years back when I was doing this sci-fi show, and this was, I want to say 2012 or 13, where they were just getting good at this virtual reality software and the reproduction of the human body, but they couldn't get eyelashes down right.
Oh.
Like blinking, it was weird. Like and so you'd watch this guy talk.
Oh my God, it's
and there was
creepy.
something weird about the blinking.
It's like, are you trying to give me a message in like Morse code?
It was fucking bizarre.
Like, wasn't there some Vietnam hostage, American POW, who was blinking SOS?
Oh yeah, what was that?
I think it was that POW.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they probably killed him.
Yeah. The Americans that the Koreans had hostage did similar shit, and they got tortured beyond belief.
Well, that was something I was reading about China, about how many CIA operatives in China have been killed over the last 2 years, like 18.
Is that? Oh my God.
Yeah, 18 different informants have been killed or jailed over the last couple of years, and they were complaining. We can't even fucking spy on them anymore. It's like, hey, like, they don't want you spying.
Yeah.
Like, do you get it? Yeah. But with the way we look at it, like, we're allowed to spy. Like, you can't be killing people. There he is.
Yeah.
So they're interviewing him here. Can you hear it?
I don't know what is happening.
Oh my God, this is, I can't watch this stuff.
Whatever the position of my government is, I support it fully. Whatever the position of my government is, I believe in it. Yes, sir. I'm a member of that government.
Whoa.
Yeah, Vietnam.
Yeah, there's something entirely terrifying about watching someone who's a prisoner of war.
Oh yeah. So when John McCain has these like racist quotes sometimes, it's like, you know what, you get a pass. You're fine. You can't lift your hands over your head. You do whatever, you say whatever you want. You've earned it.
Yeah, how does he get dressed? Like,
he can only do this.
Yeah. That's because they broke his arm.
Like his shoulders. I think they pulled him and kind of had him hanging by his wrist. I believe it's just and he still has he can't tie his tie and all this stuff. It's like, you know what, you can use slurs. That's fine.
You think it's okay?
I think for him, so it's just like
Get him some stem cells. Fix that shit.
My mom, listen to this shit. My mom, God bless her heart, started taking stem cells, by which it was plant stems in a pill form.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm just like, what do you say to that?
What did she think it was going to do to her?
Well, I mean, stem cells are good for your energy, right? And
is that what she said?
I don't even fucking know. At that point, you're just like, okay, Mom.
Well, they are stem cells.
They are.
Yeah.
Case closed.
It's a loophole.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're going to live forever.
Yeah, I wonder, like, if John McCain's ever tried to do anything about his shoulders, or if it's just like, fuck it.
I'm sure he did. I mean,
I wonder.
This is decades at this point.
He's a fascinating character.
Yeah.
He's a grumpy old dude, and sometimes he makes a whole lot of sense. And a lot of people are like totally down for him being president. And all of a sudden, he has Sarah Palin running with him, and you're like, "What are you doing, man?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on?" That sort of unveiled, like the machinery behind the Republicans, and like, what do you think America is? Like, do you think America is like some sort of weird reality show, like some Honey Boo Boo type shit, or this lady should be one heartbeat away from being a fucking president?
Well, when she came out, when she was nominated, she had the highest approval rating of any governor in America. And her first couple of speeches, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this lady's a ball buster." And then an interview hit, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
She doesn't read.
She's like learning disabled.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if she's learning disabled. I just don't think she's interested in learning.
I read her book, and it was really
How
interesting.
dare you read her book?
Why?
There's only so many hours in a day.
Oh,
so many days in a week. So
Listen,
many years in your life.
If I can read North Korean propaganda, I can read this. And there's this one part in the book where I'm like, her ghostwriter should be fired because her daughter, Willow, whatever, goes to her, "Mommy, why don't you ever cry?" And I'm like, if this is a murder mystery, that's how you know she's a sociopath.
Yeah.
And it's in the book. I'm like, holy shit, that's terrifying.
Mommy's too dumb to cry.
I think this
Mommy
mommy's
doesn't understand sadness.
mommy's just skin over wires and circuitry.
Oh, man. See, I didn't see that. I just saw her as being a dullard.
Well, it came out. I think there's just like with George W. Bush. Remember the first 2000, he won those debates against Gore, or at least held his own. And then there was this decline to the point where he's not even speaking English.
Well, do you remember when George Bush was running for governor of Texas?
No, I don't. I mean, I wouldn't have noticed that. I'm from New York.
Well, the reason why I remember is because they showed the stark contrast between his ability to communicate while he was running for governor versus his ability to communicate once he became president. I felt like he was almost like a guy who had all his responsibility taken away from him, and he just like atrophied.
Yeah.
Like Dick Cheney was kind of running the show, and he was just sitting back, fucking up lines and making mistakes with things. But if you watch the speeches that he gave, like here, we'll play this.
What the mission is the state perspective. I think that the mission in education ought to be excellence in literature, math, science, and social science. If school districts want to enrich beyond that, more power to them. But if the
Wow,
state
this is a different
perspective,
person.
we ought to hone in
But it gets better.
on 4 subject matters and see if we can do it right. We ought to determine the cost per pupil necessary to achieve excellence in the classroom, and we ought to fund it. The funding priority of the state of Texas ought to be the school children of our state, and it has not been under the past 4 years. The state's share of education has decreased to 44%. That is why we have property taxes on the rise in nearly every single school district in the state of
Holy
Texas.
shit.
Amazing.
Define the mission, determine the cost per pupil necessary to
Is he
achieve
reading
the
from
goal,
teleprompter?
and
No, he's
direct the
not.
governor
No,
who's
clearly
willing
not.
to say that the #1 funding priority of our state will be the school children of Texas.
Holy shit.
Yeah, amazing. And compare George Bush 10 years ago to George Bush today. Now, so in the video it says this. Listen to him now.
Increase funding for dealing with nuclear proliferation. About 35% since I've been the president. Secondly, we've set up what's called well, first of all, I agree with my opponent that the biggest threat facing this country is weapons of mass destruction in the hands of the terrorist network.
Yeah, he was clear and
And that's
concise,
why
but he was
I
also a
think
younger
the
man.
proliferation is
You have to realize, like, this is an older man. He's tired, and the grind of being the president for 4 years was wearing on him so hard when he was running against Kerry there. I mean, he was just a beaten man. I just think that job is just unbelievably draining, like some sort of a psychic vampire. Just locks onto you and saps you of all your fucking mitochondria.
Well, he doesn't have an excuse because his dad was president, so he would have known what it's like.
Maybe his dad was only president for 4 years, though.
Only, I mean, come on, those not going to be a short 4 years.
Yeah, and his dad was the head of the CIA before
Right.
that, so his dad was maybe more deeply entrenched in the ideas of politics than he was.
Yeah, I met his uncle. I went to Yale with a friend of mine who was doing a master's tea, and that guy I was ready to come out swinging. I thought I was going to be a troll. That guy charmed the fucking pants off me. Neil Bush. And I'm like, holy shit, I can see why these people are in power. One-on-one, they are so charming.
Well, when Jeb was running for president, I almost felt like he was throwing in a towel. I felt like he was like, I'm just going to go through the motions and fuck some of this up, and just like Rick Perry, when Rick Perry was like, and then there's something I forgot.
Yeah.
Remember that?
What about, did you see, remember Jeb Bush's tweet when he quit? He said, sorry, Mom. That was his tweet. Jeb tweeted this out. Yes.
Wow. His mom's probably secretly happy.
Well, she didn't want him to run, Barbara. She said that publicly before he announced. Yeah, she's like, enough, two is enough.
Yeah. Well, it's a monarchy.
Yeah.
What's also crazy, I mean, why would he want to do it?
That is right. Who the hell knows?
Who the fuck? Why does anybody want to do it? But he seemed to be like the least qualified
Jeb?
out of all of them.
Well, Trump's the least qualified.
No, I mean the Bushes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And as far as his ability to communicate, he was like the worst of it.
No. So Jeb in 1996, I think it was, he ran for re-election against this guy. I forget his name, Bill or Ben something. And they were tied. And then they had a debate. And Jeb crushed him so bad that he ended up winning by double digits. The guy who beat Giannarino in the primaries. It was Bill McBride, I think is his name.
This was for Florida?
Yeah, when he was reelected governor of Florida. So he was a beast. Back in the day.
Yeah.
And then you have these debates, and he's standing there. You know, I mean, it was hilarious to watch.
Do you think he just didn't want to do it? Do you think he was like half-assed?
I don't think any of them have ever known what to do with a Trump figure, especially who's leading them. And the guys, when Trump's on stage saying, this guy's a real sick guy, he said he was going to pull down his pants and moon everyone. And Jeb's like, what do you say to that?
Is that what Trump said?
Yes. And
you know what would be really fascinating if Alec Baldwin ran against Trump?
you think he's going to run?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But it would be fascinating because there's a guy who not only did Trump on Saturday Night Live, but is more than capable of holding his own in that kind of a fisticuff sort of a debate. Like if insults are being thrown back and forth in that kind of a scenario.
I totally disagree. Because you remember when Alec Baldwin lost his shit in that reporter and called him a fag and all this other stuff? Remember this?
Yeah.
So
But wasn't that guy a paparazzi?
Fine. The point is,
But if someone's taking pictures of his family, he got all emotionally worked up.
He's got thin skin, and that's
Trump doesn't.
Not in those debates. Trump knows how to swing.
Right, but Alec Baldwin's never been in a debate.
The point is, if Alec Baldwin loses his shit, he's trying to present himself as the sane, calm alternative to this lunatic. So if they're both sane, they're both fucking lunatics. Where's Baldwin's advantage? Better looking?
Not nearly as power hungry. Not a billionaire oligarch type character.
I don't think anyone thought Trump was power hungry. That wasn't the knock against him.
But they definitely thought he was money hungry.
Well, yeah, but like Ted Cruz came off as much more power hungry, I think, than Trump did.
Well, Ted Cruz was kind of sunk by those weird commercial clips, the outtakes where you got to see him redo it.
Oh yeah.
Remember when he said to his mom, "My mother prays for me for an hour every day," and she's like,
Or when his daughter wouldn't kiss him.
Yeah, his daughter wouldn't kiss him, and there was awkward hugs, and they had to redo takes, and it was like, whoa, daddy-o.
My favorite thing during the primaries was Ted Cruz is regarded as like the best debater in Washington, right?
Is he?
Yeah, they all respect him. That he was like, it has this long debate history from Harvard, Yale, where he went to, and this guy could practice for 100 years with 100 different fake opponents, and in that time, no one would ever think of throwing at him, "Your dad shot JFK."
Oh, no. You know, like nuts. What was that about?
That's amazing.
Well, no, how about the Zodiac Killer shit? They kept calling him the Zodiac Killer.
Yes.
That's the green frog approach.
Yes.
That's the green frog effect.
Yes,
like
it's wonderful.
The trolls.
I started calling Hillary America's mother-in-law, and that caught on a bit. And that's how you have to take down these people, is not through their ideas, but just kind of take their strengths and turn them into weaknesses.
That's hilarious. I remember there was a real clear moment during the campaign where Ted Cruz had not yet stepped away, not yet resigned, but he was at a speech, and somehow or another, some Trump supporter was in the front row wearing sunglasses, telling him to quit and calling him Lion Ted, and saying, "You've already lost. When are you going to quit?" And he was trying to engage this guy.
And outside, this was outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, this guy's fucked."
Yep.
He doesn't know how to deal with like a real person.
What about when he had Fiorina as his running mate and she falls off the stage at their announcement? It was like this Curb Your Enthusiasm moment. It was amazing.
How is this ever going to turn around? Like, what do you anticipate happening?
My hope,
in 2020.
My hope is that the gears of government are going to be increasingly shut down, that political communication becomes impossible, and we start breaking this stuff apart. That's my goal.
But don't you think it'll take like forever to come up with some new sort of structure to run this?
I don't think we need
I
don't think we need a structure. I think a lot of the structure's in place. That most of the interaction you have between humans is already there with structure. We didn't have any structure here for me to get here.
Right.
So I don't think we're going to need much replacing.
Right, but there's no way that the people that are in the positions of power right now, whether they be senators, congressmen, Republicans, Democrats, whoever the fuck it is, no way they're just going to accept the fact that this structure doesn't exist anymore.
Correct. So the way to do that is technology. And here's an example I always use. Like, let's suppose it's 1980, right? And me and you we're technologically advanced. Humans have walked on the moon. You know, we have mobile phones, so on and so forth. And you and I are having an argument about censorship. And you're saying we need to censor some things, Mein Kampf, child pornography. I'm like, we have to have free speech. And Jamie appears from 2017 and he goes, you guys are wasting your time because soon you will be able to copy any book with one button. And with one button, you can send it anywhere on earth at the speed of light. How much does it cost? It's free. And if you have to have a magic word so other people can't read this book, so censorship is technically impossible. We would both look at him like he's crazy, but that's what's happened.
Yeah.
So technology is increasingly binding the hands of government. When we were kids, the idea that Apple didn't exist then maybe, but the Apple would tell the government, we're making a lock on our phones that even we can't open because we understand that you are the problem. That would have been unthinkable. And now we have corporations openly defying the state because they realize that they're often the enemy.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. Look, Uber's whole model is we're gonna ask for forgiveness, not permission. We're gonna break the law until you guys say it's illegal. We're not gonna have licensing. It's great. And we're gonna become entrenched in the city until, then you can't get us out.
And then someone like Lyft comes along and says, well, they're doing it, but they're not doing it right.
Right, exactly.
We're going to do it better than them.
Yeah.
And then that's the spirit of competition.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing.
I just wonder how that applies to government.
Well, because if the government's hands are tied, just like with religions, then people are going to negotiate through peace. Just like we do now. If you have a problem with Macy's, you either return the sweater or you take the loss, but it's fine.
But how does that play out, though, in like a real life scenario?
I think what's going to happen is just like with books, and books, can go anywhere on Earth at the speed of light. Once you have people being able to move very quickly from place to place, they're going to stop becoming effectively the property of whatever country they happen to be in. Because right now we have things divided by geography. But if you have we have landline technology when it comes to government in a cell phone world, or even a beyond cell phone world. If you had it where I'm the government of whatever cell phone provider I have, that would carry with me if I'm in Taiwan or Russia or the United States, as opposed to when I'm in between these two oceans, it's U.S. law. When I'm in between these two oceans, it's British law.
That's fascinating. So do you think that in the future we'll see like a dissolving of borders or the ability to travel back? That I think a lot of people support that.
That's already started happening.
Yeah.
The idea, like right now, I could go any country on earth, including North Korea. Right now.
So
this wasn't the case 100 years ago.
This Trump thing that got him elected, one of the things was build that wall, build that wall. Do you think that this is like a retro idea or an idea of like almost like a longing for nostalgia, like a pushing back against technology, pushing back against progress?
I think it's a pushing forward for the idea of self-segregation and the idea that you should surround yourself with people that you choose as opposed to people that you are forced to surround yourself with. And that people are pack animals, and I shouldn't have to. The idea that me and my neighbors in my building are going to sit down and make a consensus is bullshit. I want to sit down with my friends and make a consensus.
Right, but you're talking about the whole entire United States, like the building the wall between us and Mexico.
But the point
seems to me that they're just wanting to keep out the unfortunate people.
Well, they also want to keep themselves as a cohesive whole, right? So they want to maintain this idea of Americanness, whereas they're being told that Americanness means everyone on Earth can come here.
Well, they're not saying that. They're just saying, I mean, no one's really saying that anybody can come here.
A lot of people, if you're going to, I've never heard any criteria for saying we can't let this group in. There's always some reason for letting each and every group in, and there's never a reason to say no. Well,
the rational filter would be we don't want anyone in here that has an extensive violent criminal history, right?
Or, it could be levels of education.
Yeah, but levels of education, someone who wants to come to this country, like this is a country of immigrants. This is a country where people try to do better, right? If you're coming here from somewhere else and you want to come to America, you would be coming here because you want to do better. You want to elevate yourself or elevate your family or give your children an opportunity to be educated in the way that you weren't.
Sure.
That's kind of what this is founded on, right?
That's not what it was founded on. It's what it's become. It certainly wasn't founded on the idea of a country of immigrants. The founding fathers weren't like, yay, immigrants. My hero, Alexander Hamilton, was an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. But certainly, there's plenty of reasons to have criterion for why people are let in.
But how do you define immigrant, though?
Because if I'm in a war-torn country, hell yeah, I want to go to America because it's going to be better for me and my family. 100%, that's understandable. That doesn't mean that I'm bringing something to the table to America.
Not always, right? Well, you can't say that even about someone who comes from a thriving economy like 100%. England. There's a lot of losers who come over from England.
As I said earlier, and they're ugly. Ugly losers. So maybe we should have a looks contest, right?
Isn't this
entirely... You have to be 6 or 10, up 6 or above.
Above 6.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Do you feel you're a 6?
I think I'm above a 6. You don't think
Depends
so?
on where you are.
What do
If
you
you
mean?
were in like Holland, the men are all giant and handsome. I think you might not be a 6.
Well, good thing I'm not in Holland.
Don't let any of those people over here.
Yeah.
Don't let any
So we got
Sweden people
Mr.
over
Mr.
here.
President, please nuke Holland. They'll probably make them bigger though.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be 20 feet tall.
But they'll grow. Godzilla
Like those
people.
lions.
Yeah, exactly. Under pressure, right? But I mean, but going back to the immigrant thing, I mean, this country, essentially, everyone who is here who's not Native American at one point in time was an immigrant.
Sure, but I mean, there's different types of immigrants. There's the immigrants who try to assimilate, and there's the immigrants who don't assimilate. And just because we've done such
Assimilate? I don't see anybody walking around with buckskin on, wearing feathers. I mean, there's no one assimilated from Europe.
What do you mean? I've assimilated.
Well, sort of, but I mean, the original
Sort of.
people that
Thanks.
came here,
Right.
the original people that came here, if you're going to assimilate, you're going to assimilate with the Native Americans. No one did that.
Sure, they conquered them.
You could say that, yeah.
I mean,
it's more like genocide than conquering, but yeah.
Isn't genocide just when you conquer really well?
Well, yeah, and a lot of it is unfortunately because of disease.
Well, it's also the fact, I mean, the idea that it's genocide, I mean, these Native Americans were tough cookies. I mean, these were not these like nature hippies that they're made out to be. I mean, there's the reason the baseball teams are Native Americans because they were, I mean, they chopped up, what's her name? The one who founded Rhode Island. I mean, we know the rock she was hiding behind before she got scalped. So they were tough, warlike populations, many of them. So, but the idea that just because we're this, there are many immigrant populations means we have to continue being that way, that's not really a good argument.
Well, it's not really an argument. I'm just saying that we are essentially founded by immigrants. Not saying we have to keep doing that, but this is what we became.
But we were
came
founded
here from somewhere else. Everyone came here from somewhere else.
Sure,
right?
but we were founded by immigrants from like very specific places. Now, whether that's good or bad is a separate issue. But the idea that, the founding fathers, some of them were from Syria and some of them were from Venezuela is not true.
Right. They're mostly from Europe.
Mostly specifically from British-speaking Europe.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but there were still plenty of immigrants from Germany, plenty of immigrants from
Yes.
Czechoslovakia and Poland. Poland was a huge immigrant population early in the birth of the United States, right?
Right, but and they were thinking of making German the official language because they hated the British so much at one point. And there's still huge German-speaking populations. But I think this argument is much more complicated than people will make it out to be. And the idea that, we're going to have complete open borders without consequences is crazy. And listen, my mom still lives in a Russian neighborhood in Brooklyn, and it's a very different place from the rest of New York. And I think that's a good thing. But the idea that it's not a thing at all is false.
Yeah, well, you can't say it's not a thing at all. So is the question whether or not the consequences of open borders are worth the eventual gain of some sort of egalitarian society where everyone has the opportunity to advance?
Well, I think a lot of times when people are on the left, they don't think of costs. They think if this is a good thing, we don't have to worry about the cost and it's the right thing to do.
Right.
And then when you bring up the cost, like they're saying, well, you're a terrible person. It's like, sometimes the cost is worth it, but you have to acknowledge that there is a cost. Like we're seeing this right now with transgender athletes. When people are like, well, what happens when someone who's grown up male is fighting someone who's a female? Like this is something we have to grapple with. It's like, oh, you're making up imaginary scenarios. Like this is happening now. Like maybe it's the right thing to do, but you still have to consider what are the costs.
Yeah, and radical inclusive progressivism is there are no differences. There's no difference between gender.
Right.
There's no biological difference in gender.
So fundamentalists believe in creationism, that God created, the world in 7 days. They have their own creationism, which is that everyone was created equal and remains so.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't work when it comes to combat sports for sure. I mean, that's where the rubber meets the road.
Right. Well, it doesn't work in any aspect. I mean, if I grow up my dad's and my parents are lawyers, not that they are in real life, I'm going to certainly have that background and that advantage that other people don't have. Now, that might be a good thing or it might be a bad thing, but it's a thing.
Yes, it is a thing, especially if you want to continue in that business.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the idea of that we come from an even position, that we're all the same starting line is pretty preposterous.
Correct.
The idea is just, I mean, if you want to, you can't fix that. You can't change that. That is what it is.
And you shouldn't want to change it.
Right. What you should try to do is make the best out of whatever hand you've been given.
Right.
But I think if you want to look at this country and the real issues that we face, they're multifaceted. But one of the biggest ones is that there are some areas of our country that continue to have people that are impoverished and in crime-ridden areas, and these areas don't ever change.
Right.
And that's one of our biggest problems. I mean, we're so concerned with all these different issues and all sorts of valid issues, that are happening all over the world. But the issues of our own impoverished communities that continue to be impoverished, south side of Chicago, horrible areas of Texas. There's some areas that just don't get any better.
Right.
And they stay that way generation after generation after generation. And there's not enough interest in them in terms of like broad mainstream focus where they say, look, we have to dedicate and allocate a massive amount of resources to fixing these inner cities. And maybe just one project, one Flint, Michigan style project where they say, listen, let's just dump X amount of time, resources, money, and engineering, figure out some way to fix these areas, provide jobs, make things more safe, establish community centers, do something. And let's see if we can do that and have it one case study, one impoverished city, see if you can bring it up. And then once you do, move forward and try this in other places. I've always said like the best way to make America stronger is to have less losers. Like, what's the best way to have less losers? Well, one way is to give people more of a chance. To give people, like, if you grow up in suburban Los Angeles and you live in some nice neighborhood, in, Studio City or something like that, and it's fairly safe, and you have a much higher likelihood of success than someone who grows up in a crime-ridden, drug-filled environment where people are constantly going to jail, and those sort of recurring cycles of poverty and crime. They happen generation after generation after generation. And in some cases, like in Baltimore, there's like clear evidence of systematic racism, that literally people were stopped from buying houses in certain areas, stopped from moving into areas. But in other areas, it's just almost like it does it itself because these people.
Right. And I always have this litmus test for people to find out if they're left wing or right wing. So people like to pretend I'm neither, I'm both. You ask them, are some people better than others? And if you're right wing, you're going to say yes. And if you're left wing, you're going to start babbling a whole speech.
Better in, like, what does better mean?
Whatever you think, in any sense of the word.
Better at sucking dicks?
Some people
are better?
Some people are clearly
better.
That's
what I hear. But what causes that? Well, some people are like, no, they just need to learn how to suck dicks better.
Right. And not everyone, I don't, this is not a road I know enough about to go down.
Oh, how dare you. Okay, let's say play the flute.
Right.
Instead of the skin flute, a regular flute. Some people are better at it, right?
Some people are better at math. Some people, and that's going to be a function of the mind, and that's something that not everyone's going to be able to be equally good at. And you have to start with that point that we were born with different gifts.
Or we have different interests and we pursue those with different focus and determination. Yeah, I mean, there's certain things like guitarists. Like there's no doubt about it. There's something like Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, Gary Clark Jr. There's people that have like an exceptional ability to play incredible music out of a guitar. What is that? Where's that coming from?
Well, it's also, you and I are both self-taught. I'm sure you didn't major in podcasting. I never took an English course, and you've had many different careers over your life. So have I. And that's just a function of the self. It's not a function of the culture.
It is. It's also luck. It's also being in the right place at the right time. It's also finding a job that exists that fills my very unique personality.
Or making that job exist. Yeah. No one made me write this book. I did a Kickstarter. I raised $30,000, and I'm like, now I'm going to do it myself. So the publishing industry didn't know what to make of it.
And how's it been? How's it been received?
I was the first one to have a C-SPAN book TV for a Kickstarter book, a whole hour. I'm on all these different shows talking about it because they didn't know it, and it's been a great success.
Well, in that way, it's got parallels, I think, to podcasting.
Yes.
In that once you find something that you're really passionate about.
Yes.
And people realize that you're really passionate about, and you put so much effort and focus into it, they can see that in your work.
Yes, and they appreciate that. And I think people are very much, and this is another reason I loathe cynicism. People are drawn to earnestness. They are drawn to passion, and they are drawn to sincerity and honesty. And and we're hungry for it, and we're desperate for it. And especially, I think, increasingly young males, because there's so much eye rolling and there's so much snark and all this other stuff, which I like. But I want to be a better guy. I want to be a smarter person. One of the big lies I was told growing up is that the jocks and the nerds hate each other. And when I was working with Matt Hughes on his book and hanging out with his fighter buddies, it was a total mutual admiration society. There was no eyebrow raised. There was no shit talking. It was complete wow, you're a smart dude. Let me learn from you. And I'm like, wow, you guys are athletes. Let me learn from you. And it's total mutual respect. It totally blew my mind.
Well, one of the things about martial artists is that there's everybody some people start out with certain physical talents and physical gifts, but when it comes to technique and ability, you have to learn those things. Yes. And it's something that's very humbling along the way. And so they have this understanding that hard work and focus and technique and knowledge,
Yes,
all applied together equals results.
yeah, and they're awesome people. And obviously, this is your world, but I mean, I was blown away by these guys and had such respect for them, and I didn't think I would.
I think it's changing. I think perception of who fighters are is changing, and I think that's one of the reasons why there's such a big blowback when someone is like a thuggish, bully, asshole-ish sort of fighter, and that these people aren't respected nearly as much as someone like a George St. Pierre, who's a gentleman, or Conor McGregor, who's just this wild, brilliant trash talker.
Right.
And these people, like you could recognize that there's some significant mind games going on. There's some real thinking.
And they're not macho in the sense of they're not posturing. Like, they don't need to stand up, be like, I could kick your ass. Like, all the fighters I knew, if people go up to the bar and be like, I bet you I could kick your ass, they'd be like, I'm sure you can. You know what I mean?
Dude, it still happens to these guys. They have to walk away from fights all the time.
But they do it gladly because they don't have a chip. Some of them do, I'm sure, have a chip on the shoulder. Most of the ones I met, none of them did. And they would just be like, okay, that's fine.
I saw it in person one night at a nightclub in Vegas. Some guy was talking shit to Chuck Liddell. It was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, what is this guy doing? And then Chuck Liddell just kind of looked at him dead-eyed and, said something to him. And you see the guy, like, saw his life pass before his eyes and eventually realized, came to his senses, and people pulled him away. But I was like, what is this fucking guy doing?
And it's so funny. One of the scariest moments of my life when I was working with Hughes on his book, he's such a happy-go-lucky guy. And then once I got in an argument, his face changed. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's who you are. I completely forgot that he's this killer. And I'm like, oh, shit.
He's one of the greatest welterweight
Yeah,
champions
it's like,
of all time.
It was real like, oh, yeah, shit. And then I felt stupid, too.
Well, Matt was the first guy that incorporated great wrestling with real high-level submissions.
Right.
When you see he submitted Frank Trigg, when he submitted George St. Pierre. Like, he submitted George St. Pierre with a very advanced move. He hit him with a far side armbar. George committed to a Kimura but didn't have control of Matt's body, and Matt hit the far side armbar and spun around on him. I remember watching that.
And that was it was at 4:59 of the first round, I believe. He had 1 second to go, and George tapped really quick.
I don't remember what time it was, but
I
I remember it was
that.
just a brilliant move.
Yeah. He when he was starting out he was like, I know I'm strong and I'm a good wrestler. I got to learn technique or else it's going to be used against me. So he was very, very strategic with his approach.
Yeah, he really was. And a big factor in that whole camp, that Milicic fighting system camp, was Jeremy Horn, who was really kind of a nerdy guy in a lot of ways.
Right.
He's not a bully type guy at all. Not a very strong guy, not a freak athlete, but had more than 150 professional fights.
Right.
And won a shit ton of them, and was the first guy to beat Chuck Liddell, put him to sleep from the bottom with an arm triangle from the bottom, because he was just a brilliant tactician and just very good at staying calm, very good at figuring out, like, it was all technique. Jeremy was all technique and still is.
Yeah, I never met Jeremy, but Matt always spoke extremely highly of him.
He's a great guy.
And all those people.
And he's a super polite, really kind-hearted guy who just happens to be a trained killer.
Right. A lot of these guys, Matt's not super polite, but he is.
Oh, he's very polite. You don't think he's super polite?
So the thing with Matt, I mean, I can't say enough good things about him. Like, being friends with him and his family to this day, I still go out to Hillsborough to visit them, has changed my life so profoundly. But when Matt Hughes meets you, he'll be making fun of you. And people have him on a pedestal so they won't respond back, and he looks like an asshole. So when I first got the project, this is a great story, I was on the phone with his manager, and his manager goes, Matt's got a twin brother, and when they start messing with you, you just got to stand there and take it until they're tired. And I thought to myself, nigga, I'm from Brooklyn, we don't play that shit. I swear to God, that was
Did
my
you say
first
that
thought.
word?
No,
How dare you?
I thought it. And
You think racist words to yourself? How dare you?
I'm thinking one now.
How dare you?
So I meet Matt, and he starts with me, and I hit him back hard, and he loved it. He loves being the butt of a joke because he wants to be a regular guy. He hates being on a pedestal. He hates being, I'm the world champion. He's the most normal dude, and I think it kind of bothers him that people won't make fun of him back.
Well, that's sort of fight gym culture, though. Everybody makes fun of everybody. It's the
But they're
fun
scared
part.
to make fun of him because it's, oh my God, Matt Hughes. And it's like,
Right.
no, please, hit me. Like,
Yeah.
he's always cackling and laughing.
You know who has the best Instagram page?
Who?
Derek Lewis.
Okay.
Derek the Beast Lewis. Do you know who he is?
No.
He's the guy who just knocked out Travis Brown. He's
Okay.
one of the top heavyweight contenders. His fucking Instagram is hilarious.
What?
Hilarious. He just finds the most fucked up shit online and puts it on his Instagram page. Like, one of them was a picture of a girl with like 15 hot dogs in her mouth, and it said something like, don't worry about it, these guys are all just like brothers to me, we're just gonna hang out. And it's like
Do you remember when Forrest Griffin for Halloween was Supergirl?
No, I don't remember
He
that.
was a Supergirl with the crop top, and he captioned it, "Does this make me look gay?" And he's like, "How about no?" It was hilarious.
Yeah, well, that's problematic for the left. Yeah, I mean, these guys, look, there's a lot of gallows humor and a lot of like really funny guys that are involved in like these fight gyms.
Oh, yeah.
It's because they're dealing with such incredible stress levels that they need some sort of a blow-off valve.
Right.
You know, Derek Lewis is one of the top heavyweight cage fighting fighters on the planet Earth. I mean, he's one of the best in the UFC right now. He's just knocked out Travis Brown, knocked him out cold, and recovered from a rough first round. He got hurt, came back and knocked him out. So his Instagram, it's like you would think that he'd be like this crazy psychopath running hills and screaming into the night. You know, like I remember when I was a kid, there was a video of Mustafa Hamsho versus Marvin Hagler. They were showing this promo clip, and I lived in Boston, and Hagler was a Boston guy. He was from Brockton, and he used to train in the Cape because it was freezing cold in the winter, and they'd have him running these sand dudes in the winter, and while he was running them, he was screaming war. And Hagler was terrifying because he was just ripped and muscular, and he had a bald head, and you know, he just was a destroyer. And so that was my idea of like what a fighter was like.
Right.
That they were like this solemn,
Right.
you know, character who was
And
just
they're
out there
not.
destroying.
A lot of them are clowns in the best possible way.
Yeah, a lot of them are very, very funny.
And appreciate, even if they're not funny, they appreciate a good sense of humor.
Yeah, a lot of joking around. Fabricio Verdum jokes around a lot. He's pretty funny. Yeah, there's a lot of them that are like that. It's interesting, you know. And then when people are too serious and they lose, that's when the public goes after them.
Right.
Like Ronda Rousey.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I could beat anyone on earth.
oh man, when the public went after her, boy, woo, it went dark.
And Matt always said, if you're not losing, you're not fighting the right people.
Well, it's true.
Yep.
I mean, unless you're some fucking freak of athleticism and some top of the food chain Roy Jones Jr. type character, there's always going to be those guys. There's always outliers,
right?
Who essentially they're bar movers. Like they change expectations. Like there was expectations for performances inside the UFC, and then there was Anderson Silva. And then Anderson Silva came along, and everybody went, "Okay, well, we know that's possible."
Were you calling the fight when he broke his shin?
Yes.
What was that like in real life to see?
It's the second time I've seen that.
Oh.
First time I saw it was Corey Hill broke his shin. And I had to scream at the referee that time because the referee didn't realize it had happened.
Oh, my God.
And so, because he was in a different position. The referee was not in a position to see. And then Corey went down, and I forget his opponent's name. I know the dude. I'm sorry. But when his opponent was attacking him, the referee hadn't realized that Corey's leg had snapped in half yet. So I'm fucking screaming. I took my headphones off and I stood up and I'm screaming, "Stop the fight! Stop the fight!" And it was.
Did they stop it? They heard you?
No, I think he figured it out.
Okay.
I don't know if it helped, but I just couldn't help it. I just had to jump up. I mean, it was I'd only seen it on film before. I'd never seen anybody's leg snap like that in real life.
Right. And
I'd seen it a few times in kickboxing matches.
Oh, you had? Okay.
But not live.
Right.
Only on video.
And it's like, I can't believe the human body can do that.
I knew it could do it.
Ugh.
I've seen it happen a few times. It happened to one of the best kickboxers in the world, Tyrone Spong, just a couple of years ago, and it essentially shut his kickboxing career down.
Oh, God.
He was fighting Gokhan Saki, who's also one of the best kickboxers in the world, and Gokhan checked one of his kicks, and Tyrone's leg just acted like a joint, just yeah. And Spong is just elite of the elite. He's one of the very. I mean, so it was like these two guys, Tyrone Spong and Gokhan Saki. It was like a world class kickboxing fight where the whole kickboxing community, like people that are like myself, that are big fans, were like, "Ooh, here we go, here we go."
Yeah.
You see it end like that.
There it went.
Yeah, the Anderson one was very unfortunate, but you know, they think he broke his leg actually with a kick earlier in that round.
Oh.
Yeah, it was hurting him apparently already, and then he threw that and it just snapped in half. So it might have been already compromised by a similar situation, and then that one, maybe like a hairline fracture, and that one just snapped it all the way in half.
I couldn't handle that.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's a rough game, man. Corey Hill, the first guy that it happened to, he's dead now. He died.
Oh.
I don't remember what he died of, but he died real young. Yeah, there's Corey Hill. Dale Hart. Yeah, that's who it is.
Oof.
Yeah, that was a rough fucking fight to watch, man. See it snap in half like that. So it's only happened twice in the UFC in that way. But we've had a significant number of broken bones.
Right.
Like Frank Mir snapped Tim Sylvia's arm in half. That was pretty fucked up.
Yeah. I met Tim. He was a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Quiet guy.
Yeah. He's a guy that just didn't have like a lot of athletic talent.
Right.
Just hard work, determination, and a little bit of steroids.
And a great coach.
Yeah.
And Pat Miletich is like, all right, let's
yeah.
work with what I have, and I'm going to make you a champion. That's what he did.
Back in the day, man, when he fought Rico Rodriguez, and back in the day when Mexican supplements were a lot easier to get away with, Tim Sylvia was a fucking destroyer. I think Tim Sylvia, he missed like the era. Like there's the era of the guys who fought in Pride, the Wild West era, where you could just kind of do whatever the fuck you want. If Sylvia existed in that era, just Jesus Christ, man, he might have been one of the best of the best. Like if you go back to go see if you can find Tim Sylvia versus Rico Rodriguez. That's when he won the title. Dude, he was a fucking destroyer. He had a cut weight to make 265. Yeah. He was fucking 7 feet tall, jacked.
Yeah.
And this was when Tim Sylvia was like, people think of Tim Sylvia, they think of Tim Sylvia being like overweight when he fought Ray Mercer. He got knocked out with one punch. The early days of Tim Sylvia when he was on top of his game, he was fucking terrifying. That's him there. See if you can find like a better photo of it though. Like you could see like how fucking huge he was. Yeah, there he is right there.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
He was jacked and so big. And that was when he fought Cabbage. Beat the fuck out of Cabbage.
But I was backstage when he fought Randy, and remember Randy got him knocked out within like 20 seconds. He had him on the ground.
He threw a crazy punch that Randy didn't, or that Tim didn't see coming.
But it was insane.
Yeah. Well, Tim was friends with Randy, so he was really shocked that Randy wanted to fight him in the first place. And that was when Randy was a light heavyweight, Tim was heavyweight, and Randy hit him with a fake inside leg kick and a giant bomb of an overhand right.
Right away.
And Tim didn't even know what the fuck happened. He was out on his feet.
And he came back to that locker room, his eye was all swollen shut, and he was like, holy shit, I just saw you 2 minutes ago. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's the fight game, man.
Yeah.
That's the fight game. Yeah, Tim Sylvia doesn't get enough love. He really doesn't. And then I see him now, like he's just enormous.
Is that, that's him?
371 pounds. Yeah. Is this a recent one?
I don't know.
When is this from? I don't think he's fighting anymore. He does a lot of bow hunting now. I think that's what he does.
Medically unfit.
This was 2015.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Ruled medically unfit to compete in reality fighting because he was 371 pounds. See, that's crazy. That means he gained 110 pounds from the time he was in his prime.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's not good. Not good.
Yeah.
But when he was at his best, he's a very underappreciated heavyweight.
Well, I just think being friends with these people has helped me out so much in regular life. And they talk about a lot how this carries over, and it really, really does. The way they carry themselves, the way they think. Like Matt always said, for every move, there's a counter. For every counter, there's a counter. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of thing where, like, if you're going to move somewhere in your career, you're going to have to leave some flank exposed. Sure. And you have to become less risk averse and make that shot. And sometimes you're not going to make that shot, but you still have to go for it. Yeah. And just because you see the dangers doesn't mean there's always going to be dangers. You have to fucking go for it.
Yeah, there's definitely some lessons to be learned from all martial arts training. And that what I've always said is something that I learned from my earliest Taekwondo instructor was that Taekwondo and all martial arts are essentially a vehicle for human potential.
Yeah.
Developing your human potential. Well, and that these difficult things that you do, if you can overcome them, you'll find lessons in those that you could apply to business, personal relationships, anything life throws at you.
Oh, yeah. And also, there's a North Korean story where in 1978, I think, there in the DMZ, the border between North and South Korea, the Americans wanted to chop down a tree or to prune it. And the North Koreans took their axe and chopped them up and killed them. That axe is on display now in North Korea. I saw it.
Chopped up the Americans?
Yeah, but
Why?
they boast that they use Taekwondo to conquer these greater numbers of Americans because it's a Korean martial art.
Oh, right.
They did it because they're like, you're not chopping down this tree. Fuck
and
you.
So they killed them because they wanted to chop down a tree?
Yeah. And the Americans launched Operation Paul Bunyan and came back with like 200 guys and carriers and like, we're fucking chopping down this tree.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
they did.
Oh,
and they left the stump to be like, fuck you. We're
God.
America.
How crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the real issue with fighters is making sure that they recognize that Father Time is real and that the expiration date is real and that there's only a certain amount of punishment, the physical frame your meat vehicle that you're carrying through this life can endure. And then after a while, it's downhill.
Well, you know what? That hit close to home for me because I always wanted to have abs, right? And listen, stop laughing, Joe Rogan. I work with my coach, Dick Talons, and he's like, I can get you to abs. He got me to abs.
He got you to abs. You have
Zero.
photos?
What's that? Yeah, I wrote an article about how getting abs changed my life, right? You know what? Here's the spoiler.
What?
Zero positive outcome. I
that?
put the ab photo on Tinder. No one fucking cared.
Aww.
But now I have to maintain them, or else I'm going to be the man in decline, and I'm going to be scared I'm losing my peak. You know, so that's something that every guy goes through. So now I'm in this fucking trap of having to stick by this fucking regimen.
Okay, well, I can help you right there.
How's that?
Because that's the way you're looking at it. You're looking at it like it's a trap. You're looking at it like expectations that must be maintained.
Right.
That's just a mind trap.
Well, I'm in it.
You're not. You know, you're not. You could instead look only towards always improving. And don't ever think of it as a trap. Think of it as a perpetual life, like, path.
Oh, sure. I am improving. But the point is I can't be like, this body fat can't increase a certain point.
But that's like what people do. Like, you hear about that when people become famous. Like, when they become famous or they become wealthy, they get panicky and they want to like, cling to it.
Oh, yeah.
They isolate and insulate themselves. And then they lose what got them. They become risk averse. They lose what got them to the dance in the first place.
My abs did not get me to any dance.
They they should.
Well, they
You
should.
You're
Well,
not
they
showing
didn't.
them to the right people. You a single guy?
I am a desperately single guy.
Pull up that shirt and right in front of that camera.
I'm not
we'll get
gonna
some hoochie mamas to send some pussy your way.
You can pull up the photo.
Come on.
I'm not gonna. I've already had to start tanning. I mean,
You've had to.
Yeah.
It's been required of you.
because I do a lot of TV, and my body fat was low enough that I looked Holocausty on screen.
Oh, Jesus
So I'm like, all right, let me go tanning.
What's
So
your body fat?
it's low enough that I looked sick.
Yeah.
And my family, who I don't really speak to, thought I was literally starving.
Michael, what are you eating?
Nothing.
Oh, look at that, dude.
That's
You're
pretty
jacked. That's very good.
That's pretty good.
Dude, that's good.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get some pussy now. I think so. Call him. He's drinking Monster Energy drink, kind of maintain his fucking metabolism.
Monster on the podcast, monster in the bedroom.
Well,
But
you son of a bitch.
I just mean I like choking.
But that's the sugar stuff.
No, this is sugar. No,
is
no,
that
no.
the sugar-free
No,
stuff?
no. Come on.
Is it low sugar?
Low
Oh,
carb.
okay. Low carb. Okay.
Don't scare me, Joe
So
Rogan.
that's like there's a little bit of sugar, right?
It's 10 calories for the cane.
I mean, 10 grams or calories?
10,
How many grams of sugar?
25 calories for the can.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. There's
That's nothing.
There's 7 grams of carbs.
Those things are tasty. They're a little too tasty. I can't drink those that's a sponsor of the UFC, so they always have them laying around.
Oh, they're so good.
And sometimes I'll drink one during a broadcast, but then you have to fucking pee. The problem is that stuff runs through you fast.
Thanks for telling me that as I'm sitting here.
Do you have to pee right now?
I'm a stoic.
You can hang in there.
No, I can hang in there.
Well,
exactly.
it's 4 o'clock. I'm thinking we're going to go for another like 15 minutes.
Perfect. Really?
Okay.
It's 4 already?
Yeah, it's 4.
Shit.
Dude, we just
Wow.
got a flow.
We know how to run our
Caddy-o.
mouths.
We got to do this more, man.
This
for
is
sure.
fun.
You're a Brooklyn guy. You live in New York.
I love Brooklyn. Yes,
How
sir.
long are you going to be out here for?
I just flew out for a couple of days.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
You got any plans? What are you going to do when you're out here?
I'm hanging out with my buddy Maddox, who you probably know. He's an internet personality. I'm just going to do just some work, and that's it.
Just experience life on the West Coast?
I'm not an LA fan, to be
No?
honest. Yeah.
What bothers you about it?
There's a certain corruption about it.
Corruption.
Yeah,
That's
I
an
feel like
interesting word.
there's a veneer of sunshine and civility, but underneath that, there's a lot of fakeness and nastiness. And New Yorkers were more direct and more surface.
That's interesting. Fakeness and nastiness. How so?
Meaning, like, when I meet people in LA and they're like, "Oh, you're an author," like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't heard any of your books." It's like, why the fuck are you sorry? I'm nobody. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So they're scared of offending someone in case I might be important. It's like that shit. Or it's like, we should definitely grab lunch, meaning good to see you. But it doesn't mean literally we should grab lunch. It's all these
Who are you
codes.
hanging out with, though? You could find losers like that in New York, too.
Well, I'm not hanging out with them. I guess maybe I'm meeting the wrong people in LA.
How are you meeting them, then?
What do you mean, in New York?
Well, no, you're generalizing. Like, you're generalizing these people that you're meeting that they're worried about offending you.
It's happened enough that it's part of the culture here. It's not just one data point, Joe Rogan, and it's just like it's jarring to me. I'm not used to it from Brooklyn.
You're a big fan of that data point line.
I I like it. It's a good one.
I mean, but it's a limited data point. I mean, how many people have you meet? How often are you here?
24 million.
24.
I met all of them. Everyone.
How often are you here?
Probably like once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thing about LA is there's pockets of humanity, like these oases of interesting people. And I'm a cultivator of interesting people. I like to, like, when I find them, I cling to them. The problem is,
Yes, that's my approach.
there's always someone that's trying to get into that group that's not right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Entryism.
Yeah. And then, you know,
And then they bring their crew and it's infected.
yeah, it becomes an issue. And especially amongst comedians, it becomes an issue.
Oh, God.
Yeah. They want to work with you and do shows with you and stuff like that. And you're like, hey, this ain't happening.
I did 2 books with D.L. Hughley, who's also an amazingly wonderful person. And I didn't see that much around him. Like, he hangs with a very good
smart.
crew.
He's smart,
very smart.
Yeah, he's
I learned a
not-
lot from him.
He's not suffering any fools.
No, exactly. And it's also really fun being the white guy with a group of black people going to a club or something like that. And
Did
everyone's
you
like,
use the N-word around them?
it's in there's a whole chapter in the first book about it.
Which book?
I did 2 books with him. The first book's
you
called
did?
I Want You to Shut the Fuck Up. And he's Uncle Sam on the cover.
That's the book?
Yeah, I Want You to Shut the Fuck Up.
That is a hilarious title
Yeah.
for a book.
The second one's called Black Man, White House. I came up with both those titles.
I want you to shut the fuck up. It's a very good title.
I
for
Want
a
You
book.
to Shut the Fuck Up. He's Uncle Sam on the cover.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I learned a lot from him also. Just a great, great guy.
Yeah, he is a good dude.
And he's a
smart
decent guy. Like, I'm sure you know all the comedians and who are the assholes behind the scenes and who aren't, and I don't think anyone thinks badly of him. He's wears his heart in his sleeve.
Yeah, I don't know DL that well. I've run into him a few times and had good conversations with him, and he's always been very nice. But you're right. I don't ever hear bad things about him.
He's a mensch.
A mensch is interesting. I want
Yeah,
you to
isn't that
shut the
great?
fuck up.
I actually have a blow up of that from when we did a book signing, and he signed it to me for my instructions to my nigga Michael Malice, Peace Pimpin'. It's hanging up in my house. Isn't that great? There's my name, little
How
name
the
on top.
audacity of dopes is ruining America. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love how you can say fuck as long as you put it in like a pound sign
Yeah.
for the U.
Well, they wanted a curse because there was a book called Go the Fuck to Sleep, which did huge. So they're like, okay, we need a curse in the title. I'm like, all right.
It's just so offensive to me that you could cover up one letter and everybody's like, okay, we're good.
Yeah, my friend's new book's going to be called Fuck Whales.
Whoa.
Like fuck whales and all these other shit, you know. And F has a pound sign. It's like, oh well, this is fine. We'll put this on the shelf in the supermarket.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
You could just do that. Like,
Well,
we're such child.
No, language has
creatures.
changed because we used to not be able to say fuck, and now we can't say the N-word. Because when we were kids, it was fuck that was the problem. You'd never see it in writing ever.
Well, you could. Did Archie Bunker say the N-word on All in the Family?
He must have.
I would imagine he did. I know that Red Fox did.
Oh, yeah.
Red Fox did on Sanford and Sons because I remember. I remember him saying it about, like, I think it was like a jury. I think it was like during a trial or something like that. I'm trying to remember what the line was, but it was, he said, the last time I saw this many niggers was in a Tarzan movie. And I'm like, how the fuck did they put that on TV? But it was a different world. And it was Red Fox,
Yeah.
who was, by the way, like, almost like, I mean, him and Richard Pryor were like two of the most important figures of like black stand-up comedy.
Of any stand-up comedy.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the comedians are the ones who are always pushing the envelope, and that's their
Yeah.
job. And it enrages me when people are trying to. That's not fun. I have my next book. I have this whole chapter about that's not funny. That's like I knew a North Korean refugee, and he went to high school here, and he'd be hanging out with his friends, and they'd be like, "Hey, remember when we were kids? There was Pokemon." He'd be like, "Yeah, except instead of Pokemon, I watched my dad starve to death along with most of my village." So you have that dark sense of humor.
Whoa, he joked around about that?
Yeah, because you have to. Like, you come from that culture. If you don't laugh, you're not going to be able to kind of deal with it. So you're going to tell him he can't joke about his starving family? Who the fuck are you?
Well, how'd that guy get out?
He escaped to China. He was basically a slave. A woman kind of found him. She was a Christian. There's a big Christian population in China, and then it's a whole process.
Wow, how did he escape to China? Did he bribe the guard or something like that?
In the middle, during the day, he just crossed the Tumen River, and they just happened not to see him. He was a kid.
How old was he?
I mean, he was under 16 and over 11, somewhere in that range.
So when someone from your family escapes, your whole family's punished, correct?
So the great leader Kim Il-sung said, class enemies must be exterminated to 3 generations. So in America, when people like Rick Santorum say the family is the basic unit of society, unit means that which can't be subdivided further. They put that into practice. So if someone from your family does something wrong, 3 generations are punished. So if someone escapes, that's going to be really bad for you. So they often they bribe someone to get a fake death certificate.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if someone escapes, your parents and then
grandparents or kids or
and
siblings.
your kids or anybody, whoever the fuck can be around,
Yeah.
is imprisoned
Or deported to some countryside. Like if you're in Pyongyang, there's something called Sangwon. They have a caste system, right? Which has 3 layers, which is how loyal you are to the government. And that determines where you can live in the country and what your job could be. So you're not allowed to step foot in the capital city unless you're loyal to the regime. So what happens is if you're from Pyongyang and you defect, your family is going to get sent to like Bumblefuck, you know, who knows? And now you got to raise rice. And anyone from North Korea who's an ambassador, they have family back there. So make sure that you don't make any mistakes and try to stay in that country. Yes, they have layers upon layers of control. They're brilliant at it.
It's horrific but brilliant, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean, these are really the supervillains of our time.
Horrific in its execution, but brilliant in its the whole master plan of it.
Yeah,
the
like
way it's
other
effective.
things. They tell people don't wear ripped jeans to the DMZ because North Korea takes these photos and shows its citizens, go look, people from the rest of the country, rest of the world dress in rags.
Wow, that's
Brilliant.
hilarious.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
It is hilarious that we're so wealthy in America that we buy jeans that are already scratched off.
Right. Or like acid. Like, let's just
Yeah.
pour acid on your jeans. All right, that's fine.
I was watching this video online about how they make those. What's the word that they use? Distressed.
Distressed, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were taking like a sander.
Right,
And
yeah.
like blasting his jeans. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I
Like,
went into this whole jean phase. I got 30 pairs because I thought I started collecting them. And then and the point is when they're raw, you wear them, the ink breaks down and they distress on their own. They get these cool fades. And I wore my best pair to like this fancy denim store in LA and no one praised me. And I'm like, fuck you and this subculture. And I got,
no one praised you? You got upset?
Yeah, I had the last pair on earth of these persimmon dyed, Japanese
How
ones.
old were you at the time?
This is like 2 years ago. They were kakishibu, man.
What is that?
Kakishibu. It's unripened persimmon dye.
I don't know what that is. Do you
A
know what that is?
persimmon's a fruit, right?
Right.
So they take the unripened juice, they soak the clothing in it, and it becomes this pinkish orange hue. And this company, Sugarcane, made jeans that color, and they looked
Pinkish
sick.
orange hue, and they looked sick.
They look amazing.
I know why you're single.
Is that right? Because I don't
Pinkish orange
show
jeans.
the abs.
Persimmon fucking stained jeans that you're worried about being praised for. Okay.
Those aren't the ones
we
I
gotta
have.
talk, homie.
I've got the
Samurai jeans. Kakishibu dye.
Kakishibu.
24 ounce Kakishibu. Sorry.
I got the sugarcane ones. That are
24
better.
ounce. I like how they weigh them. Like, who gives a fuck how much they weigh?
Because the heavier the jean, the better the fades.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. See, those kind of jeans don't interest me because they seem like it's hard to move around in them.
No, well, that's when you break them down. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but they're not like you know what these are right
What?
here? These are barbell jeans.
Oh, yeah, I know about those. Yeah, they stretch for big quads.
Dude, these are like fucking sweatpants, man. You
Right.
can throw head kicks wearing these.
Right.
I like these. And there's another company called Mott and Bow. They make them, and they're like a little bit of thicker. They look like a more expensive pair of jeans, but it has the same sort of stretch, flexy thing. That's the kind of shit I like, dude.
Well, the company I like called Naked and Famous, they're Canadian. They have like jeans that change color.
I've seen those, Naked and Famous.
Yeah, they've got I've got a fuck ton of them.
But they're not salmon colored, Kakishibu. Fucking,
That's true. Not like sugar cane.
those are ridiculous.
I've got the mud dye ones. I got 30 pairs, man.
I just love the fact that you were bummed out that nobody praised you.
I was so upset. You have no idea.
It's so honest, though.
I'm like,
It's so
They're gonna
ridiculous
be like,
and
holy
honest.
shit, are those the kakishibu? There was no praising.
That's
the
so
one.
silly.
That's
Who
the
the
pair I
fuck
have.
knew? Who would know?
The guy at the denim store should fucking know. That's the one guy who should know.
Jamie, would you know? Jamie wears Kanye West sneakers.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know,
not.
I've
That's
never
not the whole. That's a whole different vibe. That's
but
all.
he
That's
is-
basic shit. No. No.
Like, a little.
It is. It is. Come on. I like the hipster
I
stuff.
disagree on that.
Whoa,
Kind of,
basic
but yeah.
shit.
I don't have the actual crazy Yeezys that are like $5,000, $8,000.
Oh, come on. They have $5,000, $8,000
Yeah,
Yeezys.
yeah.
Jesus.
The ones from Nike.
I'm not a fan.
Not a fan either. You got to a real collector gets the stuff that's not that expensive but is really unique.
And Kakishibu is the way.
Kakishibu.
Do you still wear them, or you just
Of
throw them
course,
away
I've
after
got
the
the-
no praise?
I cry. I was gonna wear them today. And I'm like, am I gonna wear them today?
But what if nobody brought them up?
I know.
You'd be upset?
I maybe.
But you don't seem like a fashionista. You don't seem like the guy.
Fuck
Especially-
you. That's what do you mean?
What's this shirt you're wearing, man?
You don't like this? It's from
a
England.
preposterous shirt.
It's got epaulets.
Oh, it's good for ugly people, then you're saying. So what you're saying?
and
Dumb
for-
people who are
Ugly
ugly.
and up. You know how like board games are like ages 5 and up? So this is ugly and up.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a terrible shirt. but it's, you know, I mean, if you're into like really being praised for your clothes, I wouldn't imagine that would be your best choice.
Well, I was going to wear a suit. And I wear suits on Fox all the time, and I'm probably one of the best dressed people on the network.
Do you enjoy being on Fox?
I love it.
Really?
Oh, I love it.
Why?
Because I get to be the same thing that gets me in trouble at parties, and I'm rewarded for it.
What is the thing that gets you in trouble at parties?
Vicious, eviscerating, denigrating, all these things, like nasty. It's so fun.
Why do you like doing that? Like,
Because I think there's a lot of horrible people, and they need to be called out on their bullshit, and I'm in a position to do it.
and so, like, what kind of arguments do you have on Fox? I've never seen you on Fox before.
Well,
I don't watch too much Fox, honestly.
It's fine. It's just like if I'm talking about politicians, I always make it a point to be as denigrating and humiliating to them personally as possible.
Oh, when you're talking to them personally?
No, not personally, but we're talking about them, whatever the issue is. I'm not usually on panels with actual politicians. I was on with John Bolton once, which was weird, but I'm shopping for blood, you know, with these types. Someone's got to be Batman and punching these people in the face. Metaphorically.
Yeah. So you enjoy it because it gives you an opportunity to
Be mean.
Yeah. Send a message home.
To be mean, which I'm good at, but it's not culturally, socially acceptable. This is why I don't drink.
Because you're afraid you're going to be more mean?
I get meaner. Yeah.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, I'm really funny.
For people who are just listening, you give me like the sideways looking through the eyebrow. Oh yeah.
But that's the thing. Like my mouth is very quick, so I'll have that good line, and the next day I'm like, that person's gonna feel like shit, and I shouldn't have said it.
Oh yeah.
And they don't deserve that at a party.
Right. But you meant it at the time.
I meant the joke.
It came out. Yeah.
I mean, the joke landed.
Well, that's the thing about hanging out with comedians too. Like, you know a lot of comics that I know.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of get away with that. Like you get shit on a comic, and if it's funny, they'll laugh with you.
But if it's a regular person, especially a female, you don't want to do that. They don't deserve it at all. And I feel guilty for a long time. And
Especially
I should
if
feel
it's a
guilty.
female, right.
I should feel guilty.
Especially if they're not used to it. Yeah.
And especially if they come at you thinking, oh, my friends tell me I'm funny. And it's just like, well, you started the wrong fucking war.
Ooh, yeah. Maybe they can make fun of your jeans and really hurt you.
They wouldn't have
They
wouldn't have the language to do so.
They wouldn't have the language?
Yeah, they
to
wouldn't know
make fun of
kakishibu.
Is it that obscure?
Well, Ted, you heard of it?
I don't know anything, man.
You know a lot.
I don't even know the rules to basketball.
Kakishibu was the reason why those jeans are awesome is because they're obscure.
Oh. Are you one of those guys?
Yeah.
Rare things are good?
100%. 100%.
Are you a car guy? Are you interested in
I don't
rare
know how
cars?
to drive.
Oh, because you're a New York City
Yeah.
guy. Yeah. That's weird.
But I like rare plants, rare fish.
Are you just into rare shit?
I like having stuff that's only your own because when everyone puts their sticky fingers on it, it ruins it.
So, like, if you really like something, but you find that other people like it as well, and it becomes popular, you get upset?
Hell on earth.
Are you one of those dudes that gets bummed out when a band gets popular?
Oh
Like,
my God,
fuck.
it's the worst thing ever.
That's so hilarious.
Oh, it's the worst thing. It hurts me physically.
Does it really?
Oh, yeah.
That's so silly, though.
Is
Isn't
it?
that silly?
No,
Yeah.
because then stupid people are liking what you like, and then you got to question your choices.
No.
That's
Stupid
like
people like all sorts of stuff that's awesome.
But incorrectly. They like it for the wrong reasons.
What about ice cream? What if stupid people like chocolate ice cream? You can
Chocolate? What the hell? What kind of crazy person are you? Was that?
You don't like chocolate?
No, my favorite ice cream is pink bubblegum from Baskin Robbins, and I fucking had to go to every Baskin Robbins in Manhattan trying to find it every year. And it drives me crazy. I go on and I put on my Instagram. I finally found it.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with chocolate. Like, you don't like chocolate ice cream? Chocolate ice cream is goddamn delicious.
I'm not a chocolate.
Haagen-Dazs? Chocolate?
Haagen-Dazs. Ooh la la. Look at Mr.
like it?
Fancy.
Is that fancy? You don't like-
Ooh la la. Important.
We got along so well.
Mr. Whole Foods
until
over
we
here.
started talking about
Haagen-Dazs.
jeans and ice cream. It's
Look
a
at me.
quality
I'm
ice
Joe
cream
Rogan.
company.
I'm so fancy. I eat Haagen-Dazs.
Get it in any fucking supermarket in the country. Oh, gosh. So you're a Baskin Robbins chocolate guy?
You
Is that
have
better?
your Haagen-Dazs with your Perrier, Mr. Rogan.
I do like Perrier. I enjoy it. I like a sparkly water. It's like it gives you a little bit of flavor. It's not just water.
But you don't like the persimmon juice.
Well, your jeans are pink.
They're not pink.
They're salmon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Orangey pink, yeah.
That's pink for people who are struggling with their gay thoughts. It's like salmon.
Is the struggle real? Is that right? My struggle?
If you go over someone's house and they have salmon-colored sheets, you'd be like, it's
Well,
pink.
I don't have salmon-colored sheets. I have lavender.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Satin.
Satin.
Black satin.
Yeah.
Everything black. The whole house, including the wallpaper.
I don't have wallpaper.
No.
I think wallpaper's super gay.
Wallpaper's gay.
You don't think so?
I never thought about it.
I think,
This is the first time I've ever entertained that thought. And all my years on this planet, whether or not wallpaper would have anything to do with your sexual proclivities.
I think it's all that designery stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like when the house is over designed, it's like, what's up with this dude?
Some people are just really into design. Like
Yeah,
you're
gay
into
people.
jeans.
Well, not
It's
anymore.
hilarious. You're so critical
Not
of other
anymore.
people's weird shit, but your own weird shit, you're just like, you see through a filter.
Am I being put on blast?
No, it's fascinating.
Can it be both?
Yes, it definitely can be. You can live your life through these contradictions.
Yeah, and it's a fun life to live.
Yeah, for sure. There's nothing
You
wrong
can't
with
blame me for getting upset that no one is praising my kakishibu pants.
it. Yes, I can. For
Why?
sure. Because that you care. Like, I've never wanted someone to praise me for a piece of clothing that I wore.
But
maybe since I was like 12 and I had a Kiss t-shirt on.
I searched so long for them, and I got the last pair on earth.
Oh, my God. That's a problem in and of itself. That you even went looking for those fucking salmon disastrous jeans.
I got 29 other pairs that you'd approve of more. I got the stainless steel ones.
Wait. You have stainless steel pants?
Yeah.
How's that work?
It's a stainless steel cotton weave.
Who makes those?
Naked and Famous. They were like 250 pairs made, and I got them.
What does
One
it
of
look
them.
like?
It's just wrinkly. It's as if you're wearing wet jeans, but they're dry. That's how it feels. Like it's stiff.
But why do they call it stainless steel?
Because the weave is part 10% stainless steel, 90% cotton.
Are they
The
super
fabric.
heavy?
They're not that heavy, but they're stiff.
How weird.
Yeah.
Pull those up, Jamie. Stainless steel, naked and famous jeans.
Yeah.
That's so odd. That's like the opposite of barbell jeans.
Yes,
Like you can't throw kicks in them.
that's right. And it was hard to walk in them at first. Because you're walking like
a
you're
robot?
Yeah. And I actually wore them once to the airport, and I got scared. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, metal detectors.
Yeah, I'm like, they don't detect metal anymore. But I have those too, the pornography pants.
Pornography pants.
Yeah, the inside cuff is of vintage pornography.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can get in trouble with those. Like, could people get
No,
upset
because it
with
just
you?
looks like newsprint. There's the stainless steel ones to the right. I also have the pinup. Yeah.
Those are stainless steel ones?
Yeah.
Huh. So they're just heavy.
They're just stiff. They're not actually that heavy.
Huh. Interesting. So like stainless steel thread.
Yeah.
So it's just like a novelty.
Yeah.
So there's no benefit to.
But they just look, the wrinkling looks very cool, the puckering to the fabric.
You're an interesting guy, Michael.
Well, that's always a euphemism, you know. I said that to Jamie before the show started. He said something about being interesting. Like, that always means something else.
No, you're an interesting guy. You are an interesting guy. Like, I mean it in the most sincere way.
But that word can have many connotations.
It can, but no, it's not how I'm meaning it.
Okay,
Isn't that what's important? Intent, right?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Intent.
Yes.
So we should wrap this up, but I really appreciate you coming here. I really appreciate having a conversation with you and finding out about your weird tastes. But you're a good dude, man, and you're a funny guy and a very smart guy. And your book, Dear Reader, is available pretty much everywhere, right?
Yes.
Amazon.
Yes, sir, Amazon.
Is there an audio?
Yeah, we just did the audio. It was amazing.
Beautiful. Did you do it?
No, I got a guy. My voice is awful for it, but I got
Your voice is great.
But the guy who did it was like hearing the voice of the narrator in my head, and I almost cried because it was like a magical moment. Yeah.
Beautiful. And that's it. So your Twitter, Michael Malice.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
That's it.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate
Thank
it,
you.
man. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Michael Malice, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back tomorrow with what's that? Everlast? Yes, tomorrow. Everlast. And then who else? We got somebody else. Who else we got this week? Tom Papa's here. What's that? Oh, Robert Sapolsky too. Yeah, we got a good week, folks. So we'll see you soon. All right, bye-bye.